Present the state's only live high school football action on cable TV. It's the Coke Friday Night Game of the Week, live on Channel 7. From Rockwood High School, the Friday Night Game of the Week is brought to you by Coke, Eddie's Body Shop, Rome Medical Center, J.D. Byrider, Scanlon Lumber Company, Junior's Restaurant, Rockwood Electric Utility, Griffin Insurance, Innovative Housing, and the Roan Eye Center. And now, for all of the live football action, here's Tony Brown and Ron Berry.
Welcome to the Game of the Week from Rockwood and Kingston game.
All right. We're here live. Do you pop the other mic up for us there, Mr. Director?
Hello, welcome to the Game of the Week between Rockwood and Kingston.
Well, it seems like we've got Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump is joined us right here in the studio here tonight, Tony Brown, and we'd certainly like to welcome old Forrest here. We finally got him in Roane County. We've tracked him down, and I guess he's been, he's been running all over the country from UCLA, I guess, was where we picked him up, and certainly like to welcome here to Civitan Field in Rockwood for tonight's big non-region game. But Tony Brown, tell anybody that this game doesn't count, and they haven't been in Roane County very long, because this is a game, the newspaper this morning labeled it probably best. It's bragging rights, it's pride, it's all of the above for this game here in the county tonight. We had the first one between Harriman and Kingston. Now this is the second big game between Kingston and the Rockwood Tigers, and this is certainly one that started way back in the summer. You mark it on your calendar. This is the one that you play for nothing but bragging rights, because it doesn't count in the region. Well, Tony, I tell you, this game, even with the Forrest Gumps and all of the other celebrities that are here tonight, and certainly, Tony, as you look around, lots of folks here. The Kingston side already full. We knew it would be. Rockwood side certainly filling up. And the thing is, you look around, Tony, folks that have been out of school here for many years coming back, that's the kind of ball game that you expect. That's the kind of crowd you expect for this one. And we've had a lot of callers, Tony, the last couple of weeks questioning why you play at Kingston. This is why you play at Kingston.
Well, you just look across the way here. The parking lots are filled up. The roads are still full with people coming in. And you've got the traditional people standing behind the fence at the scoreboard here. They'll be 6 and 7 deep before this night's over with, and they're expecting a good game. And this is probably going to be one of the better games that both these teams will see during this year, and probably going to be one of the best games in years past. So look for an exciting game here tonight. Both these teams up. Both of them coming in 2-0 into tonight. Both of them have won a region and a non-region game, so it ought to be exciting tonight for the fans and the viewers of Channel 7 and the Johnson Coca-Cola Game of the Week.
This football game is one along with the Harriman game that is really special. If you've played in one, it's special. This is probably the first time since 1992 that the Tigers have put together a team, because they've been young. They've had freshmen starting 2 years ago, Tony. So this is the year that we've talked about cycles, the ups and downs in small high school football towns. And this is the year that the Tiger fans have put on their calendar. This is the one they're looking for, and certainly a win here tonight puts the Tiger program back on track for the rich tradition that's been here over the years.
Coronavirus is changing the way we live our lives, but seriously injured people still need our help. At OEB, we're committed to helping you no matter what. So, we've introduced a system where we can take care of your case almost completely electronically. You don't have to leave your home for us to start helping you. All you have to do is call. The future may feel uncertain, but we can get through it together. If you're injured, you still deserve justice. Call 546-1111. Call right now.
You guys support community here.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Johnson Coca-Cola pregame show. For this, our second live broadcast. We're live from Rockwood at Civitan Field, where tonight the Kingston Yellow Jackets travel to Rockwood, and the Rockwood Tigers will play host to this big county game here. I'm Tony Brown, and along with Ron Berry, we'll be bringing you the play-by-play, the only cable vision system in the state of Tennessee, bringing you live football coverage, and we appreciate you tuning in with us.
We're back, and we have starting lineups for tonight's game. For the Kingston Yellow Jackets, at quarterback will be senior Brian Krause. At running back, it'll be sophomore Brian Sharp, and a senior Hojo. At tight end, it'll be Stephen Whitty. At the other end will be Marshall Coley. At split end will be Ryan King. Center will be Matt Pickle. The guards, Cody Hall and Travis Cantrell. The tackles, Landis Witherspoon, a junior, and Darren Bailey, a senior. Head coach, Vic King. He's assisted by Chris Johnson, Lynn Ladd, Sean McDonald, Mike Moore, Robbie Collier, Jim Lambert. Dr. Rodney McMillan is the team physician. For the Rockwood Tigers, quarterback will be senior David Collins. Running backs will be Greg Ewing, a junior, and Brandon Ashley, a junior as well. Tight end will be Jarris Butler, a senior. Split end will be Ron Fisher, a senior. The other split end will be David Like, a junior. Center will be Nick Bowling, a senior. The guards will be Wyatt Wilson, a junior, and Josh Bird, a senior. The tackles will be Jay Metcalf, a senior, and Kevin Fisher, a senior.
The captains, as they made, about the captains, have you mentioned those
No,
yet?
sir.
Okay, just notice across the way there, before we introduce those, I noticed that one of the captains for Kingston, dressed out for the first time this season, will be number 60, and that's Steve Branham, who's been out with knee surgery. So looking for his first appearance here. The Yellow Jackets have missed him in times past as the Rockwood Tigers come out on the field. You hear the Rockwood faithful standing, welcoming their team 2-0 as they come out onto the field here tonight. So the captains meet at the 50-yard line, and for Kingston, it will be Caleb Strader, number 56. Number 60 is Steve Branham. I see Mr. Kofer, the kicker, out there. His number should be number about 87, Justin Kofer. And who's the other one? I can't see. And
We'll get you on in just a moment. Michael Weaver, Fisher for the Tigers, along with Josh Bird. So that's how the captains are lining up, and of course both teams, both coaching staffs, both bands, both student bodies and fans from both communities standing, and for one of these it'll be a long night, Tony, because they'll be standing a lot, as both of these areas are very, very excited about this football game tonight.
Okay, we're going to go to the 50-yard line now as the officials are flipping the coin. The coin flip is there, as you can see. And we're waiting for the indication from the officials. And we've got the officials for tonight's game. If you can read those, I'll watch the players here just a moment.
Referee is Ron Ingram. The umpire is John Stair. Line judge is John Bill. And the linesman is Tim Borum. Back judge Jeff Kidwell. And the electric clock operator Joe Weaver.
Well, it looks like Kingston has won the toss, and they have decided to decline until the second half. So Rockwood will have the opportunity here, I'm sure, to go on offense first, as the officials still consulting with the captains at the 50-yard line. Rockwood will be defending the south goal.
And Tony, one thing Coach John Webb will be trying to get right off the bat here is for his offensive football team to get here and to establish, some time. You don't want to have Mr. Krause on the field too long, because he's a very explosive young man with a good football team behind him. So Coach Webb will be trying to do that. Frank Lambin was the other captain for the Yellow Jackets.
Okay.
Tony.
He's a senior this year.
So we're just seconds away from this opening kickoff here at Civitan Field.
So this is Rockwood's first home game, I believe,
Rockwood's first home game.
Notice had a big chili supper before the game tonight. Saw my big uncle here in attendance tonight. Drove all the way down from Lebanon. So to Bill Heidel and June, welcome to back to Roane County and to Rockwood High School. Both of them graduate from the Rockwood High School.
So, Tony, the young man that you mentioned, Justin Kofer, will be set as Kraus, actually on the kickoff team. He'll be the safety man for the Jackets, and he really will just sort of sit back and wait as Greg Ewing will take it at the 5-yard line.
Good kick there by Kofer as Brian Sharp comes around, and Rockwood's loose for some yardage here, Ron Berry. He's to the 40.
Still loose, and
he's going to
come down to one man. No, one man. Flag, no flag, and Greg Ewing will take it the distance. There are no flags down. Greg Ewing, 95 yards.
Write that down. 95 yards. He took the kick from Kofer at the 5-yard line. He came down the sideline, twisted, turned him, picked him up a good block. I thought Kingston had him at about the 15, but a missed block there. He comes around, cuts back upfield again, carries it into the end zone for the first score here. First play.
Let's see on the replay, Tony. You'll see a good cut by Greg Ewing, and then you'll see a great block downfield on the safety valve. Now, keep in mind that Kraus is sitting back here. Actually, Tony, he caught the ball at the goal line. At the goal line there, and let's see how long they give him.
2-3.
Now watch the cutback. There's the cutback.
Good job right there at the 35.
Now the blocker's down the field. You see the green wave. Now watch the block right there. You see Kraus on the ground, and then Ewing taking it the rest of the way.
Okay.
The point after is good, and the Tigers are up 7-0. Now, I guess that's the flip side of deferring to the second half.
I guess so. Okay, with 11:42 remaining in the first quarter, it's Rockwood 7, Kingston 0. Let's cut away for 30 seconds. We'll be right back.
At OEB, we're committed to helping people who get injured. With the outbreak of the coronavirus, we understand you might be afraid to leave your home to get legal help. We want you to know that at OEB, we can get you your help by just picking up the phone. We can take care of almost every aspect of your case electronically, so you don't have to leave your house. The future may feel uncertain, but we can get through it together. Injured? You still deserve justice. Call 546-1111. Call today.
And we're back again as who's kicking? Greg Ewing, maybe?
Yes.
As he's preparing to kick off, if he's able to, after he just run like a 95-yard kickoff return, Tony, to put Rockwood on the board 7-0.
Keep in mind now the first kickoff of the year against Harriman. Harriman almost run the kickoff back. Kicking game was vital in that one.
Back deep for Kingston will be Ryan King, number 11, who will field the ball, and he ran one back against Fulton last week, Ron Berry.
Well, you got to watch for the same kind of explosiveness.
David Locke on the tackle there of Ryan King as King brings it out past the 20. They'll mark the ball at the 24-yard line where Brian Kraus will bring his Kingston Yellow Jackets to the line, being down 7-0 by shocked Kingston fans here.
Tony, we talked a little bit Wednesday night about the fact that both of these coaches were trying to, the thing you got to emphasize is if you let a quick turnover or two get you, you got to stay in the football game. And I'm sure that Kraus, a senior, he's not phased now. He's going to go to work and do the things that the Yellow Jackets do and do well. Hojo on a big opening up through the middle of the line, and Hojo pick up about 3 as it really closed quickly. Looked like he had a lot of running room, but Fisher came up and plugged the hole.
Well, Fisher does a great job there. You can look for us to call his name several times tonight. Kraus goes to the sideline, getting the play selection, comes back to the huddle as Rockwood, they're in a 4-man front.
Well, King split wide to the right for the Jackets. Coley out to the left. And again, Hojo.
Good running room by Hojo.
Delay. Good block, good cutback by Hojo. So Hojo, after a missed tackle, gets it all the way out to about the 48-yard line. So Hojo coming out with a big run on a quick opener. And Reggie Chapman's limping off for the Tigers, as looked like he perhaps might have just gotten a shoulder. Looked like he was limping at first, but it's a shoulder. So Reggie Chapman being taken care of by Dr. Tom Evans.
Hey, Tom Evans been on the sideline for many a year here for the Rockwood Tigers. Does a great job.
This time they'll give it to the up back.
Let's see who that is. Number 6, Brian Sharp, sophomore.
And he'll get it out, a gain of about 2 yards. Call it 2nd down and 8. Still 10-18 left after the electrifying 95-yard kickoff return by Greg Ewing to open things up here at Civitan Field. Tigers 7, Yellow Jackets nothing, as Krause has his team in the eye. They'll give it to Sharp up the middle. Good running room goes Brian Sharp out to the 40-yard line of the Tigers.
Another first down for the Jackets. Rhonda, here's a good indication of the Yellow Jackets' attitude toward football. Come back in, they're down early. Heads up play, they just keep driving, trying to pick up the first downs, trying to nullify that opening run back. Rockwood will need to stop them here to make sure that the momentum stays toward the Tigers. Hojo is going to get hit in the backfield at the 45-yard line as he gets a handoff from Krause. And it's still a senior, 175 pounds, 6-footer. Comes in and throws him for a loss. That's going to bring up 2nd down and
15.
15.
All the way back to the 45-yard line. And as you were talking, Tony, this is the maturity and this is the mark of a good football team. When you let something go wrong right off the bat, no reason to panic. They got right back in their game plan. And Sharp around the left side this time will pick up about the 5 that they lost. Be a big 3rd down play this time. But that's why you like those senior quarterbacks, Tony. Get in the huddle, take charge, and do the things that your football team does well, and you just take it one play at a time. You don't try to get caught up, on one play.
McElhaney on the stop for the Tigers. Chapman still being administered to by Dr. Evans. He's taking his pads off, still checking his shoulder. Kingston to the line. Krause hands off to Hojo. Hojo carries the ball down to the 35-yard line, short of the first down by about 5 or 6, depending on the mark. That's going to bring up a 4th down and about
6,
About
Tony.
6, it appears.
And Coach
Wilson
King
on the stop.
King with a decision here. Well, not a no decision. He's going for it.
They're going for it.
Because you're at the 35. A punt probably goes into the end zone. You're
get
still
back out at the 20.
For
That's right.
For a field goal. So it'll be a big 4th down play for the Yellow Jackets.
All right, Coley, number 7, and King left. They're split to the right, both receivers to the right. Back to pass is Krause. He's looking for Coley. Coley has it at the 25-yard line. That's good for the first down as he carries it and is knocked out of bounds at the 22. The officials say no, he's still in bounds, but they'll stop the clock to move it. They're going to mark it at about the 23-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets.
Tony, and he was wide open out into the flat. Somebody lost him for a little bit. Good play by Krause to get him the football, but he was wide open out in the flat. Big first down for the Yellow Jackets now with 7:50 left here in the first quarter of play, trailing 7-0.
Sharp, the running back on the handoff, is met and brought down by McElhaney. Pickup of about a yard. We'll call it 2nd down and 9.
Tony, what the Tigers are going to have to do, though, they're going to have consistency out of all 4 plays here now. Like on the 4th down play, 4th and 6, you can't give up the big play like that to let them sustain this drive. So Coach Webb is looking now for consistency, stopping them on 1st down, but then letting them have the big play afterwards.
Tuggle enters the lineup for Metcalf for Rockwood.
This
out
time
of the shotgun. Hand off to Sharp. Sharp's going to be hit, and maybe at the line of scrimmage there, it appears.
Well, Aaron Tuggle on a big play that time. But again, now, Tony, you come up with a big play, 3rd down and 8, and this is the one the Tigers are going to have to take advantage of.
And again, Krause goes over to get the play from Coach King. The coaches for Kingston, of course, Vic King, the head coach. He's assisted by Chris Johnson, Lynn Ladd, Shane McDowell, Mike Moore, Jim Lambert, and Robbie Collier.
So they got trip right-outs now to the left. Krause, quick screen out
to King.
On the flat to King. King has the first down. King has the touchdown. Touchdown, Kingston, and that will be 23 yards.
So complete to Ryan King from Krause. King, a junior for the Yellow Jackets, doing a good job as at the 6:22 mark. That makes it Rockwood 7, Kingston 6. as we have a replay, Ron. You see Krause coming back with a little pass over to King. King will scamper 23 yards into the end zone for the touchdown for the Yellow Jackets. The kick is up. The kick is good as Kofer comes in for the kicking duties. So we're tied at 7-7 with 6:22 remaining first quarter. We'll be right back after these words.
Everyone knows OEB helps people who get hurt when someone else is negligent. But with the coronavirus pandemic, you may be afraid to leave your home to get the legal help you need. As always, we're committed to keeping you and your family safe. So, we want you to know that we can handle your case almost completely electronically. All you have to do is call. The future may feel uncertain, but we can get through it together. Call 546-1111. We're here for you. 546-1111. Call today.
And we're back again at Civitan Field in Rockwood for the Coke Game of the Week. We're tied 7-all, 6:22 first quarter of action as Ryan King just scampered 23 yards for the Yellow Jacket touchdown. Kofer will be kicking off. Back deep is Brandon Ashley.
Tony, that time for Kingston, it was Timmy Cobb.
Cobb kicking. Cobb, a soccer player, coming in. It's Brandon Ashley, the ball carrier, as he carries the ball down to about the 34-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rockwood Tigers.
Brian Sharp on the tackle for the Yellow Jackets. So Coach King, I guess, looking for a shorter, higher kick that time to try to keep the Tigers from having an opportunity to get too much running start there as the deep kick would allow, Tony. Anyway, the Tigers now go to work with their first offensive play of the evening in the I formation. Collins on the keeper. Back to Ashley on the option play, and Ashley cutting back is in the clear. Ashley has Brian Sharp, Klaus to beat, and Ashley will leave him and score. No flags down, and on the second offensive play, Brandon Ashley will go 36 yards.
I tell you what, Ron Berry, this is going to be an explosive ball game here at the 6-minute mark. Rockwood scampers in for the touchdown, makes it 13-7 as Brandon Ashley, number 1, carries the ball for what? Have you got that?
66 yards.
66 yards as we've got a replay. Our screen's kind of fuzzy up here, guys, if that means anything. We apologize for the technical problems we're having with the cable system. As you see, Ashley running into the end zone for the touchdown.
So, Tony, as you said, an explosive second play from the Tigers as Brandon Ashley takes it the distance.
Okay, again, we apologize for the problems. We're trying to get that straightened out to see where it's coming from. Mentioned that earlier, if you'll remember there, Mr. Director. So we're waiting for the Rockwood team to come over as we'd remind everyone that we'll be replaying this ball game Tuesday night in its entirety at 7:30. So if you want to tune in, if you miss something here, we guarantee it'll be just a little bit sharper on the replay. So Rockwood lining up for the extra point attempt. They lead 13-7.
Greg Ewing out of the hold of Mr. Collins will try it. And, Tony, these extra points in a game like this
going to mean a lot, aren't they?
Really, really big. He puts it up and through.
So we're tied, or we're not tied. Rockwood's ahead 14-7 with 6 minutes left to go, Ron, after their first 2 plays on offense. They've scored both times they've handled the ball in the first play. So let's go back and take a commercial break. We'll be back with more live football action here in just a moment.
Coronavirus is changing the way we live our lives, but seriously injured people still need our help. At OEB, we're committed to helping you no matter what. So, we've introduced a system where we can take care of your case almost completely electronically. You don't have to leave your home for us to start helping you. All you have to do is call. The future may feel uncertain, but we can get through it together. If you're injured, you still deserve justice. Call 546-1111. Call right now.
The insurance companies in the...
And there's a short kick, and Kingston lets it go. I think they've touched the ball. Ryan King's going to field it at about the 6-yard line. King, the runner, coming up the left side. He's going to be run out of bounds at the 30-yard line. And there's a flag down apparently for a late hit as we saw Ryan King fall into the kicker's net. And I think there's a flag on the play across the way there, as probably will go against the Tigers, as the officials will come over. And they come over. Personal, as we see the replay, personal foul. And there's the hit right there that knocks Ryan King into the kicker's net. So that penalty will be against Rockwood as the officials gather the ball and step it off. They'll mark it at about the 43-yard line after the personal foul. So that'd be a 15-yard penalty at the 5:51 mark. First quarter, Rockwood leads 14-7 over the Kingston Yellow Jackets.
Tony, I don't see Reggie Chapman back in the lineup yet for the Tigers. Has he gone to the locker room?
Well, I couldn't see. I saw him talking to Dr. Evans there a while ago. Don't see Dr. Evans either. So okay. I would say that he's gone to the sidelines. As Sharp comes over, carries the ball to the 50-yard line, be about 3 yards short of the first down, brings up second down at about third. On the tackle for Rockwood, Derek Pear, a junior, number 46. There's another kid that's doing a great job for the Rockwood Tigers, Ron. Another young kid that's played a lot.
Well, he started as a freshman as well, Tony, and has taken a lot of lumps, and now in a position to try to dish some lumps out as the ball just on the Rockwood Tiger side of the field.
Really like his versatility. You know, a catcher on the baseball team. I'm kind of partial to those catchers. Sharp.
Sharp again on a big hit. Big hit by Tuggle.
Tuggle comes in. He's a senior wearing jersey number 75. Does a good job there on the hit for Sharp. He's going to throw Sharp for about a yard loss. It's going to bring up third down and about 4.
That's the second big play for Tuggle now tonight defensively, and also at a defensive end position that time, Reuben Reynolds waiting in the wings. But another big play for the Tigers on third down. They've had Kingston in several big third down situations here tonight already, Tony, and so far the Yellow Jackets have been able to overcome. As
Hojo.
Again, it'll be a first down run by Hojo. He get it all the way down to about the 38-yard line of the Tigers, and again, Kingston comes out with a big third down play.
Looking across the way at the Tiger den there, I think I saw Mr. Chapman going, the father Chapman going into the dressing room there a while ago.
So 1st and 10 for Vic King's Yellow Jackets with 4:21 left. First quarter of play, 14-7. Tigers out front. Kraus faking, looking to throw. Trying to set a screen up. He'll throw it away. Good play that time as Fisher was applying a lot of pressure, and Tuggle had gone out into the flat where they were trying to find a Sharp was the intended receiver. Kraus doing a good job throwing it into the ground.
Well, they had 2 wideouts over to the right side trying to fake the defense off of the Tigers, but nothing doing. Second down and 10, 4:09 remaining. Rockwood leading 14-7. Again, they got 2 split outs over here in King and Coley. Back to pass is Kraus. He's looking for Coley. Goes deep, and it's going to be intercepted by Brandon Ashley at about the 20-yard line.
Ashley's loose. He's got some blockers.
Marshall Coley's going to run him down from behind.
Tony, that ball was thrown just a little behind and a little high. Ashley sitting back, waiting, made the interception first, then took off. A lot of green shirts in front of him. And Coley, with a good tackle, chased him down the sideline, as you'll see out of the I formation.
This is a replay. Now, Coley is open to the side, but Kraus goes to the intended receiver, number 11, who's King. Ashley goes up high. He gets it. Missed tackle there. Comes in number 7 there, Marshall Coley. Traipses him down. Finally gets a hold of his heels at the 40-yard line to save the touchdown run. Collins, the quarterback for the Tigers. Out of the I.
That's Pear fumbling the ball. Yellow Jackets have it? I think so, Tony Brown.
I believe so. As Pear was the ball carrier, it was stripped away, and the Yellow Jackets come up with it on about the 32-yard line. So 2 turnovers in 2 plays, Ron Berry.
Well, Tony, they had Brandon Ashley on the sideline after the interception, the long run. They had brought Pear into fullback and had moved Ewing to tailback.
Here's Collins, the quarterback, on the replay. Pear, hands off, and number 76 causes that for Kingston, and that is
Bailey,
Darren Bailey.
So the Yellow Jackets get it back, just about like a punt would have been, Tony Brown, all the way back to now the 32-yard line.
2 wide outs left.
Kraus coming right back to throw, a little wobbly over the head of King that time.
Well, I tell you what,
Kraus had a lot of time that time, and King had good position.
Greg Ewing had collided with another player over there, or he'd been in possession to intercept that ball, Ron Berry. Again, it was overthrown as it was intended for King. 3:39 first quarter action here at Civitan Field. Rockwood leading 14-7. You're watching Channel 7, the Johnson Coca-Cola Game of the Week, live, a production of BBB Communications.
Coach Hoot Gibson, defensive coach for the Tigers, always doing a good job. Quick pitch out to Hojo on the left side. Hojo across the 35, breaking some tackles and still on his feet all the way down to the Kingston 49-yard line.
Wyatt Wilson on the stop. Wilson, a junior. So first down, good running there by Mr. Hojo.
3:28 left, first quarter of play. 14-7, Tigers with a lead. And the Yellow Jackets will send out wide to the right. Ryan King, Marshall Coley in the slot. I formation, Kraus back to pass. Looking out into the flat now, going deep. Long pass to King, he's there. Pass overthrown.
Well, Kraus was almost hit there as somebody was coming across the right side there, Ron, almost untouched. And I believe that was Kevin Fisher who was sneaking across the way there. And if Kraus hadn't got that ball away, he was fixing to get waylaid as Fisher was untouched.
He laid it out about 50 yards, Tony. King just couldn't quite run under it. So it's going to be second down and 10 for the Yellow Jackets.
Coach King really likes to throw those long passes there. So look for that play again, Ron. Well,
and look for him now, though, to come back, Tony, and perhaps hit the slot man or hit one across the middle. Coming into the ball game will be Ben Alley. As this time they give it up the middle and a big running room.
Brian Sharp, good job.
He literally tries to run over Ewing out there, and so it'll get it all the way back down to the Tiger 33-yard line. Big run that time by Brian Sharp.
And again, Ron, as we said, he's just a sophomore, scored 3 touchdowns against the Fulton team last week, so really stepping in, doing a good job for Coach King.
So we've got 2:56 left here in the first quarter of play. 14-7, Tigers over the Jackets. Jackets with the ball, they're on the move. After the fumble recovery, Hojo into the secondary. And he'll get it down, his knee probably down around the 22-yard line. Another first down for the Yellow Jackets. And Tony, this drive started after a fumble recovery.
David Collins, number 4, the first one to hit him, and then Brandon Ashley comes in and makes sure that Hojo gets no more out of that run, but enough for the first down. They'll have the ball on the Tiger 21-yard line, where it'll be first and 10. 2:27 remaining, first quarter of action. Kraus, the quarterback.
First man Sharp again. And this time on the right side of the Tiger line, McElhaney is there.
McElhaney been doing a good job for the Tigers.
So once again, Tony, on first down, generally the Tigers have done a pretty good job. They find the third downs are the ones that are really causing them the most trouble. We're trying to keep Kingston under control. But now in a split backfield,
Ben Alley in the lineup for the Yellow Jackets, number 10, as he's split right, Coley left, and it goes to Coley. Coley's going to be complete. He's going to be knocked out of bounds. What are they saying? Don't see an indication from the official yet.
Well, they're saying out of bounds, Tony, at about the 3-yard line.
Okay, the official kind of late. I don't know what he was looking for, unless it was his beanbag to mark the ball instead of marking it with his foot. The other official still looking to see what his indication was. So that'll bring up first and goal to go for the Yellow Jackets as the pass from Krause to Marshall Coley complete.
Tony, coming into the football game for Kingston is Luke
McCamus,
a sophomore.
He scored a touchdown last week.
As the Yellow Jackets now will, well, on quarterback sneak, and it'll be second down right at the goal line.
Well, I'm getting these phone calls from up around the west as we've got a baseball game going on up there. Trying to check in on the score. Some of the faithful from around Kingston playing in a tournament this week.
So it's going to be second down and less than a yard for the touchdown as the Yellow Jackets. Full house in the backfield, and again, Krause on the quarterback sneak. If he went forward at all, he's got to be in. Well, they're saying third down, so they're saying that
yes.
Krause didn't get in. I don't see how.
Yes, go ahead.
I don't see how he could have had any forward progress and not get in. But let's see. Kingston right up against the goal line, so any forward progress at all. And look for Krause to probably try the same thing, because any forward motion at all is going to get the Yellow Jackets in the end zone. There's the signal. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. Brian Krause goes the 1 yard. And the Yellow Jackets with 12 seconds left here in the first quarter of play come within one, and Justin Kofer will, out of the hole of Dion Plemons, will try to tie this football game up.
Dylan Plemons, the holder, got a brother playing up at UT, Ron.
And Tony, that was a great drive by the Yellow Jackets that time on the fumble recovery, taking it down the field. It was on about the 32, 33-yard line of the Yellow Jackets, and
kick is up, and the kick is good. So we're tied now with 12 seconds remaining in the first quarter of action, 14-all. Ron, let's take another commercial break. We'll be back for the kickoff with 12 seconds remaining after telling you once again the score. Rockwood 14, Kingston 14.
At OEB, we're committed to helping people who get injured. With the outbreak of the coronavirus, we understand you might be afraid to leave your home to get legal help. We want you to know that at OEB, we can get you your help by just picking up the phone. We can take care of almost every aspect of your case electronically, so you don't have to leave your house. The future may feel uncertain, but we can get through it together. Injured? You still deserve justice. Call 546-1111. Call today.
The score is tied at 14 apiece with 12 seconds left here in the first quarter of play. Timmy Cobb will do the kicking for the Yellow Jackets. It's a high kick, and it will come down to Michael Weaver. Weaver at the 25, Weaver out to the 30, to about the 31-yard line. So the senior will have it for the Tigers, 1st and 10 with 6 seconds left here in the first quarter of play. And we may not get another play off here in the first quarter as the official cranks her up. So the clock will not start.
Well, I think they ruled it was out of bounds, I think. So they'll get this one off.
In the I formation, David Collins, the senior quarterback. Brandon Ashley at tailback. Ashley this time will be held at the line of scrimmage, no gain, as there for the Yellow Jackets was Caleb Strahler.
And that'll be the end of the first quarter of action, Ron, as the whistles have sounded. We're tied at 14-all. We'll be right back.
Everyone knows OEB helps people who get hurt when someone else is negligent. But with the coronavirus pandemic, you may be afraid to leave your home to get the legal help you need. As always, we're committed to keeping you and your family safe. So, we want you to know that we can handle your case almost completely electronically. All you have to do is call. The future may feel uncertain, but we can get through it together. Call 546-1111. We're here for you. 546-1111. Call today.
support community here.
Well, Ron Berry, we're back here at the live action. Looks like we've got an official timeout for some reason. Don't really know what we're doing. The officials have stopped things here, so I don't know if the clock is not reset or what we're doing. And I see Mr. Chapman coming back out with a sling on, Ron.
Got an equipment.
Okay. See Dr. Evans and Reggie Chapman coming back from the dressing rooms. If we can get a shot of that over there toward the goal line before we start here. But we're back over here to live action again as the second quarter of action beginning to get underway with Rockwood's David Collins under center. Brandon Ashley, the ball carrier, carries it up to the 35, across the 35 to the 37-yard line, where it'll be second down and about 4 for the Rockwood Tigers. And there's Reggie Chapman, Ron, as he's in a sling there, so some sort of shoulder injury there. So looks like he's out for the rest of this game.
Well, a big third down play for the Tigers, Tony, as Michael Light split out wide to the left. Holloway to the right. Collins on the screen. A good screen set up as Greg Ewing has the football, and Greg Ewing still on his feet. And Greg will get it all the way down to the Yellow Jacket 43-yard line. Great call that time. And the Tigers execute it perfectly. Greg Ewing with lots of running room. Big first down for the Tigers.
Sean Settles, number 15, on the stop for the Yellow Jackets. First and 10 for the Tigers. The ball will be marked at the 43-yard line. 11 minutes to go. Second quarter of action. We're tied 14-all.
Weaver goes wide to the left, like wide to the right. I formation set up for the Tigers. Senior David Collins. And Collins this time will get it to Ewing, to Brandon Ashley. And Ashley on a big play that time by the Yellow Jackets Witherspoon brings him down, and it'll be a loss of about 3 yards.
And that's Landis Witherspoon. The brother Carl, was a big part of this program last year. So Landis Witherspoon coming in and making the stop. Brings up second down in about 11. Ball marked on about the 44-yard line. Well, that crowd has really come in here, Ron. We've got a big crowd here as people standing around the fences all around watching this game.
Collins under center. This time Pear, the fullback, and Pear gets it, and Pear will carry it across the 45. He'll get back down to about the 43-yard line. It's going to be another big third down play for the Tigers.
Darryl Frog and Wes Bunch on the stop then for the Yellow Jackets. Number 23 is Frog. There's another brother that's got a brother on the UT football. Sammy Frog may have an opportunity. To understand they've been looking at him as a punter after last week's punting situation, not the best.
Like and Weaver out to the right. Quick pitch. Brandon Ashley. Ashley up the field. Ashley across the 35. Going to be awfully close. It will be a first down. They get the mark. It'll be marked at about the 31-yard line. First and 10, Rockwood, and give that one as Brandon Ashley really accelerated quickly up the field. Not east and west. He got up the field, very quickly accelerated and got the first down. First and 10, Tigers, with 9:12 left here in the first half of play. This ball game tied 14-all.
Again on the tackle combination of Bunch and Frog.
That time they set Ewing off in a little slot, got him an extra blocker out in front. Quick play.
Davey Like split way out to the left this time, Ron.
Collins.
Kingston with the 7-man front.
Is going to be hit. Now he pitches it back to Brandon Ashley, and Ashley's in trouble. The whole Yellow Jacket line that time, and really somewhat of a risky pitch that time, but David Collins got rid of it, but still going to be a loss of about 3 yards.
Well, Cody Hall blitzed in there then, doing a good job putting him under pressure, and then Luke McAmus comes in and takes care of him along with Frog. So that brings up second down and about 12.
Weaver in for Michael Like as Reuben Reynolds, the tight end. Weaver coming wide to the right. Fisher lining up as the split end. I formation again. Collins, quick look, has him there. And
good job there.
Making the catch, it will be Jarris Butler. So big play that time by senior David Collins to senior Jarris Butler.
On the stop for the Jackets is Stephen Whittier, Jr. 1st and 10 for the Tigers as the sticks are moved and the clock is stopped. And the ball is marked on the 20, let's call it the 22-yard line of the Jackets. Nick Holloway entering the lineup for the Tigers.
So this time you got Light coming wide to the right. Jarris will be the tight end, Butler, and it'll be Holloway split way out to the left. Yellow Jackets stunning on defense, and they stunt right into the Tigers' play call as Ewing trying to go up the middle, but the Jackets are right there.
And that's Hall on the stop, along with Travis Cantrell.
So that time the right defensive call for the Yellow Jackets. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. And once again, Tony, 1st down play. The Yellow Jackets have had the Tigers' number here about the last 4 or 5 plays. They've had them in 2nd down and 12, 2nd down and 13, 2nd down and now 10.
Yep. So we'll see what kind of play they come out with and what kind of defensive action the Yellow Jackets go into. Back to pass, it's Collins under pressure on the keeper, comes back, and he's going to be thrown for a loss as Frog comes down and puts a hit on him along with Luke McAmus.
Well, that time, Tony, Collins got to the end and probably didn't get a good read there as the play developed. Brandon Ashley, the trail man, looked like that he might have had a little running room out on the end. But, it's hard to make. That's a quick decision that you got to make. And Collins got it, thought as he turned it up the field, had some running room. They closed quickly. Good play for the Yellow Jackets. It'll be 3rd down. And as you say, 8 yards to go. 6:09 left in the first half. 14 all our score. 4 down territory as the Yellow Jackets move.
A little movement there by the Jackets. So that's a good way to get 5 yards of it back on when you got 3rd down and 8 to make it 3rd down and about 3.
Big difference.
Sure is.
And it opens up a lot on the play selection.
Well, it changes that play selection a whole lot too. Kind of takes some of that pressure off. So a little mental error there by the Yellow Jackets to the advantage of the Tigers.
Last time, Tony, in this situation, they lined Ewing up in a little slot and came real quick with Brandon Ashley over the right side. This time, though, they stay in the I formation. Collins, quick pitch, this time to Brandon Ashley.
Oh,
Trying
he's got
to
him
find
some
running
blockers.
room. He's got it. He's down inside the 5-yard line. Running hard goes Brandon Ashley. And he'll get it down to about the 3-yard line.
And Sean Settles comes in and makes the tackle, stopping the touchdown run by Ashley.
Derek Pear now will go in at fullback. And as the Tigers get their goal line offensive unit in, Tony, as Brandon Ashley coming out. So Pear and Ewing will wind up in a wide backfield now behind David Collins. Collins, quick pitch it back to Ewing, and Ewing will go in for the touchdown.
Well, Ewing had the Kingston players just absolutely faked off then. I think they thought that Collins still had the ball as he scampered around the right side, untouched, as he carried it into the end zone for the Rockwood touchdown. And here's a replay. As you see Collins under center, he comes in, fakes it, pitches back. Missed tackle there, and he carries it into the end zone for the 2-yard touchdown. It's Ewing, number 10.
Well, you have to respect Pear on that little dive play too, Tony, because he has the ability to take it in.
Sure. But it looked like he was open too.
Just as Kingston drove it down the field, now the Tigers come back. And, Tony, the big thing about it, look at the time that was consumed in that drive. So it will be Greg Ewing now trying to get the kicking shoe on, as Collins will be trying to get the hold, and there's the flag for too much time. So the Tigers will take too much time instead of calling the timeout. So a big decision now, in that Coach John Webb will again elect a kick, as Greg Ewing, he feels confident, can move back 7 yards. So that's the only problem with trying to get one of your current players in with a kicking shoe on. So Greg Ewing, the straight up kicker, under the hole of David Collins. Kick is up. Kick is good. 21-14. Tigers have the lead. 5:10 left in the first half of play. And, Tony, it's everything that we thought it would be.
Well, you know, everybody said it would be a good game, and that's exactly what we've had thus far, 21-14. You know, you got to give credit there to the kicking team, special teams there of Rockwood. As you said, trying to put the kicking shoe on and gets the delay of game there, 5-yard penalty, but then boots it true as he comes through there with it.
See Coach John Webb and Coach Paul Kamakawa trying to make sure their special teams here on the kickoff team do not have a mental lapse, as you try to make sure now that you don't give up the easy score. Conversely, Coach Vic King and the Kingston Yellow Jackets trying to make something happen on this kickoff, as deep will be Ryan King for the Jackets, as Brian Sharp will be in the middle.
And
Short.
If we've got a update, or if we can get a score of the Harriman-Scott County, we'd appreciate that out in the truck, guys.
Big thing on that drive, Tony, a lot of possession time eaten up by the Tigers. Ewing's kick will a line drive kick, hits.
As Sean settles the ball carrier as he fields it at the 20 to the 25 down to the 30. He's going to get up to maybe the 32-yard line. As
Still
they're
down.
Still up. I don't know why we haven't blown the whistle yet. And they're going to mark it past the 30. I don't know if they'll give him his forward progress. Doesn't appear so, as the mark's going to be at about the 29-yard line.
Well, Tony, that's how you can let somebody get hurt,
Oh,
too,
I can't believe they let that go on like that.
But now the Yellow Jackets, with 4:57 left, first half of play, will take over. 1st and 10, the ball resting at the Yellow Jacket 29-yard line. Outstanding football game thus far, 21-14. We've seen it all. Opening with a 95-yard kickoff return by Greg Ewing. Then the Yellow Jackets came right back on a 23-yard run on a pass from Krause.
We've got a new quarterback.
And the ball's
Fumble.
on the ground.
Well,
the Yellow Jackets will recover.
That's Clemens was a quarterback, and they had moved Krause to a running back position. The handoff went to Krause, kind of bobbled the ball, but he recovers it.
And he's limping a little bit.
And he's limping a little bit. He's going to come out of the ball game, and Clemens will be taking over the quarterback slot for the Kingston Yellow Jackets. Clemens, the junior quarterback, brings his team to the line as Coley split to the left and Ryan King to the right. Clemens back to pass, long pass intended for King. That ball was almost intercepted out there by Weaver at about the 35-yard line. Good job by Weaver there on defending King. The pass falls incomplete. It brings up 3rd down and 9.
Tony, I'm not sure that King didn't almost come up with that ball. I think, watch this replay down here now, and at the end of the play, see, King almost comes up with that thing. I'm
just
not
a fingertip
sure
or
what
so.
happened out there, but King almost came up with a big catch. But anyway, as you mentioned, it's going to be 3rd down and 9.
This time they got Hojo. They got 3 split right, and that looks like Hojo, King. They're going to have the little pass over to King. King's going to be thrown for a loss. Good play defensively there by Rockwood, as I believe that's David Collins coming in.
Well,
to make
that's the same play, Tony, that they ran earlier, had good success on, and this time Collins comes scurrying up from his safety position to make a sure-handed tackle, and that was the key. He made the tackle.
I tell you what, that's Rockwood read that play very well, did a great job defensively. That makes it 4th down, so back to punt the ball away will be Kingston. Ewing will be deep along with Ashley at the 35-yard line, awaiting the kick of Cobb, I think. Long kick. It's going to be called for by Ewing as he asks for a fair catch and catches the ball at the 37-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rockwood Tigers.
Tony, we're 3:28 left in the half. That's the first punt of the evening.
You're exactly right. Well, you keep up with them things. You're right. That shows what kind of ball game this has been.
an offensive game. 21-14. Tigers have the lead. They have the ball now at the 37-yard line, and this is where Coach John Webb, Tony, would love for them to just grind it out, take it into halftime.
Well, we'll see what kind of play selection he has. Going to keep. Oh, he's.
Well,
Collins is going to keep it.
Gets loose, Tony, but they had him in the backfield that time.
Darren Bailey had him and couldn't wrap him up in the backfield, but instead he comes in and picks up about 8 yards. Going to be 2nd down and 2 as Darrell Frog, number 23, finally brings him down at about the 45-yard line.
Tony, that's the difference in 2nd down and 9 than 2nd down and 2.
That's right.
Again, play selection.
And again, running some of the clock off with 2:57, staying on the ground again. Handoff goes to Ewing. Ewing comes up to the 47-yard line, where he's met by the interior of the Yellow Jacket line.
Well, it looks like on the play there was Cody Hall, Tony, for the Yellow Jackets, but it's going to be 1st down. And again, 2:43 left in the half. Look for Coach Webb right now to keep it on the ground. Try to get his players to stay in bounds, get as far down the field as you can. If you score, great.
Darrell Frog in on the play also then, wearing jersey number 23.
Ewing, Brandon Ashley in the eye. Ashley up the middle, big hole. Gets it all the way down to the Kingston 42-yard line, where once again, Brandon Ashley just on a quick opener, just busting through the front in the center as Strahler on the tackle for the Jackets. But again, Tony, very close to a 1st down.
Caleb Strader, the senior, also being helped by Luke McAmus, a sophomore.
2nd less than 1. Look for Collins maybe to just keep it and try to get the 1st down.
2 minutes remaining in the 2nd quarter. Going back to pass. Pass is intercepted by Luke McAmus of Kingston. Luke has got him some running room.
He's still loose.
He's still going. He's going to score. Luke McAmus carries the ball to the 20, 15, 10, 5 into for the touchdown for the Yellow Jackets on an interception with 1:41 remaining. 2nd quarter of action here at Civitan Field as Luke McAmus, the sophomore, intercepts and carries it into the end zone. Our score now, Rockwood 21, Kingston 20. So Ron Berry, an offensive battle here all the way for both of these fine teams.
Well, Tony, 141 playing here. Second, I thought we may see Collins on a quarterback sneak instead.
With 2 minutes to go, look here at McAmus. Now watch this block here. Good move there.
1,
block.
2, 3.
And here he's going to the races. So he carries it in. Good job.
Well, it's a 40.
Steve Branham coming into the ball game for the Yellow Jackets, a senior. And there's going to be a whistle. And let's see, I'll say it's delay of game against the Yellow Jackets. They were having problems getting some substitutions in as Cofer preparing to kick under the hold of Dylan Plemons. So the officials will mark it off, and we'll try again. Now, this is a big extra point right here, Ron. So Cofer.
Well, it really is, Tony, but the big play was the 2nd and 2.
Cofer's kick is good, so we're tied just like that. And turnover is a big key in this ball game thus far.
Well, Tony, again, with 1:41 left in the first half, 2nd down and 2. You try to catch them, I guess. Maybe a sleep or something there, But again, I really felt like they just try to run the clock, eat up some clock, and then maybe go. At worst, you go into the locker room 7 points ahead. Now you got to try to make sure your team stays up. Otherwise, Kingston now has the momentum. So big play on 2nd down and about 2.
And both these offenses have been playing pretty rough here and long, Ron. As this being a very tough offensive battle here. Look for a little bit of fatigue maybe to set in here the second half, because these guys have really been doing some humping here. So
well,
Cobb,
obviously both teams know that they can move the football,
right,
Tony, and it's going to be a heck of a second half. You can count on that.
So Cobb ready to kick off as Krause will be the safety man back deep.
Look for Cobb maybe to squib it or something, Tony, not even giving them a chance to they're going to just kick it real high.
And it's touched, and I see who's got the ball. They're struggling for it.
Well, if the Tigers get it, they're lucky, Tony, because there were a lot of orange shirts down there.
One of the up men fielded the ball and couldn't get a good handle on it. As you said, it was a short kick. Looks like Rockwood will keep the ball. And they say that, according to Maurice, that Wilson has come up with it for the Tigers. So it'll be 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line with 1 minute 36 seconds left in the first half of action. We're tied 21 all.
Well, it hit Wilson on the shoulder pads, Tony, as it didn't look like they were in unison back there of who was going to take the kick, so it hit off of him and he was able to get the football back. Heads-up play.
So Collins, the quarterback, is handoff to Ewing. Ewing carries it across the center of the line. Up the middle, he's going to pick up a 2 or 3. And on the tackle is Caleb Strader, the senior, number 56. Brings up 2nd down and about 6 for the Tigers. Now, Ron Berry, right here, I'd be running it for sure to make sure that I go in at least tied and not try to air it out anymore as the clock continues to run. We're down to 1 minute 10 seconds in the first half. Collins, the quarterback, split wide right is Ron Fisher. Handoff on the keeper, pitch back to Ashley. Ashley is going to be ridden down in the backfield by Luke McAmus, number 47. The Rockwood faithful thought they saw a little bit of a face mask there. No flag. And it's going to be timeout. Is going to be asked for by Kingston. So with timeout and 46 seconds remaining in the second quarter, we're tied 21 all. We'll be right back.
The coronavirus is changing the way we live our lives, but seriously injured people still need our help. At OEB, we're committed to helping you no matter what. So, we've introduced a system where we can take care of your case almost completely electronically. You don't have to leave your home for us to start helping you. All you have to do is call. The future may feel uncertain, but we can get through it together. If you're injured, you still deserve justice. Call 546-1111. Call right now.
Well, we're back again live here with 46 seconds remaining in the second quarter of action here. We're tied 21 all as Kingston called for the timeout. Rockwood's ball, 3rd down and 7. And Collins, the quarterback. And there's a flag on the play as Kingston's going to be guilty of offsides on the illegal procedures. There'll be a 5-yard penalty assessed, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 2. A dead ball foul, as the officials indicate, as you see on our screen. The ball is marked off and carried down to the 38-yard line. 3rd down and 2, 46 seconds remaining. Steele entering the lineup, number 2, replacing Reynolds for the Tigers. Ashley and Ewing in the backfield. Collins, the quarterback, handoff to Ewing. Ewing's got some room. He's to the 50. He's going to be ridden down by Darrell Frog at the 44-yard line, along with number 75, Landis Witherspoon. 38 seconds remaining as we'll move the sticks, start the clock again. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers as they try to get into a hurry-up offense here. Now they're calling timeout. So with timeout, 34 seconds remaining. We're tied 21. We'll be right back.
I was out with some friends. Nothing crazy. I was just out for some dinner. The pain was excruciating. It was like someone poured liquid hot magma into my mouth. That pizza was way too hot. I couldn't even enjoy my leftovers. Somebody's got to pay.
If you've been injured, call us and let us turn your wreck into a check.
Picks up real well. We're back again. I was trying to get a little, get the band director here, Mr. Zach Williamson, cranked up here for the halftime festivities here. So now we've got a little bit longer time out here than usual as the head official comes over and talks to the electric clock operator. May have some kind of problem with the clock as they're discussing that. So let's see what it is as the official now goes over and talks to Coach Kamakawa, looking for Coach Webb. There he is. So don't really know what this is about unless there's a malfunction in the clock, and don't know. So again, we're waiting to see. And the clock not doing anything, so don't know if there's a problem with it or not. Had an extra long timeout that time, so we'll see if it starts all right. So first down and 10, 34 seconds remaining. And Collins, the quarterback. Rockwood kind of in a misarray here in their selection. Now we'll get things cranked away as they send Locke wide to the left. Collins on the handoff to Ashley. Ashley got a little running room there, and he's going to be run out of bounds by Sean Settles, along with, who's that over there with him? Can't see. By number 43, and that's not on our lineup, so we'll check who it is.
The Yellow Jackets were lining up to come really on a strong blitz, and once Ewing, once Brandon Ashley broke that one tackle, he had a lot of running room and got out of bounds.
So again, we've got official timeout here. Again, something's they've called one real long timeout. Still don't know what that one was for. This one's for an equipment adjustment. They're ready to go. We've got the clock set at 25 seconds. First and 10 for the Tigers as Collins comes from the sideline after conferring with Coach John Webb. Collins under center on the handoff to Ewing. Ewing twisting, turning, carries the ball down inside the 15 to about the 10-yard line with 15 seconds to go. And I'm sure that Rockwood will want to call timeout, and indeed they do. Timeout Rockwood, 15 seconds to go as they carry it for another first down, as the ball will mark right at the 10-yard line, Ron Berry. We'll keep it right here with this for this last exciting 15 seconds of this first half of play.
Well, Tony, 15 seconds left, and I don't think any timeouts left. So Coach John Webb probably has perhaps two shots into the end zone via the air.
Well, look for him to throw over here to the short side, maybe, to try to pick him up some quick yardage here. What about his field goal team?
Well, you're talking, Tony. If you don't get any closer than you are right now, the ball is right at the 10-yard line. That's a 27-yard field goal. Ewing, you'd give it a shot. I mean, but you got to stop the clock. Yeah. So you've either got to make sure that even on a pass play, they've either got to get a first down, or you've got to get out of bounds, or you got to get in the end zone. So he can probably get two passes because they're probably going to be fairly quick. The Yellow Jackets are probably really going to come at you. We got out here to the right now. We've got Allen Steele and Fisher.
Three-man front for Kingston. Back to pass is Collins. Collins looking, can't get it off. Steve Branham really pressed him.
Oh, that's it. Over now because you're not going to get anything.
Okay, being pressured big by Steve Branham and Landis Witherspoon coming back, and they've got 2 seconds, 3 seconds.
The worst thing that could happen is that exactly that, Tony. You get in a position to where you can't stop the clock at all. So the Tigers gave it a good shot. They got down here 21-21, moved the ball down the field, just run out of time. So at the end of one half of play, we'll tell you the score's all tied, 21 apiece.
And we'll also tell you, Ron, that we're going to try to show you some of the Kingston band, as the Rockwood band will not be performing here at halftime. And in just a moment, we're going to go with Zach Williamson. I think that we've got him. If we'll pipe up this other microphone over here for us in the bus. Okay, so we're going to see. We're about ready to go here. Well, we've got 2 or 3 earpieces over here. That was the problem. We're just trying to. Okay. A very exciting ball game thus far. We're tied 21-all at Civitan Field here, as we will be entertained at halftime by the Kingston Marching Band under the direction of Mr. Zach Williamson. I have no idea what that is. And again, we want to apologize for the technical problems that we're having with our system. We're trying to get that straightened up for you. But again, we would invite you to tune in Tuesday night for a replay of this ball game at 7:30 on Channel 7. A Comcast cable system, and we really appreciate the fine folks at Comcast. Again, we're waiting for the Roane County High School band to come out onto the field. And here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the Roane County High School Band under the direction of Mr. Zach Williamson and Miss Julie Stout. The band is under the field direction of Miss Heather Burr. Our band officers are Mr. Jason Dooley, Captain, Mr. Colin Gerberding, Lieutenant, and Mr. Robert Sled, Sergeant. Auxiliary captains are Miss Brooke Wright and Miss Cecily Shrout. Our majorette is Miss Laura Bowen. And now, the Roane County High School Marching Band. To feature its auxiliary unit to a special arrangement of an old standard, Fly Me to the Moon. like to take this opportunity to feature our majorette to an original song written especially for the Roane County High School Band entitled Buying Time. Gentlemen, the Roane County High School Marching Band.
And a great job by the Roane County High School Marching Band. We're going to go into a commercial break now after telling you the halftime score at Civitan Field, 21 for Rockwood, 21 for Kingston. We'll be right back.
Well, the damage doesn't look too bad. This check should cover the repairs.
Oh, okay.
Also, you're not covered for a rental vehicle, but we gave you an allowance so that you can get to and from and pick up your vehicle. How's that sound?
Sure.
Great, fantastic. If you could sign right here, and then you can get on with your life.
A smiling cheater is still a cheater. If you want all your money, better call OEB Law and turn your wreck into a check.
At OEB, we're committed to keeping you and your family safe. With the outbreak of the coronavirus, we understand you might be afraid to leave your house to get legal help. Now you don't have to. We can handle almost every aspect of your case electronically. Call 546-1111.
Support community here.
Well, Ron Berry, you couldn't ask for a better first half of football here at the Civitan Field. We're tied 21-all, and two big powerhouse teams from Roane County this year.
Well, two good-looking football teams, Tony, and after all the dust settled and all of the big plays, we're tied at 21. Just walked down, and a lot of folks in the stands, Tony, still buzzing. A couple folks said they got a little late start coming down from Kingston and had to listen. There was already 2 touchdowns scored when they got here. So it's an exciting football game. We started off opening kickoff. Greg Ewing returned it 95 yards, 11:42. So it took 8 seconds for Greg Ewing to run 95 yards, get the clock stopped. Tigers went out 7-0. And then the Yellow Jackets came right back on a 23-yard touchdown pass from Krause to King. That tied it at 6:22 to go at 7-all. And then Ashley came right back on a 66-yard touchdown run for the Tigers with 6 minutes left, 14-7. And then a 1-yard touchdown run by Kraus with 12 seconds left in the first quarter, tied it at all, 14-14. And then in the second quarter, it was a 3-yard touchdown run by Ewing with 5:10 left in the second quarter. Tigers go up 21-14, and then with 1:41 left in the first half of play, 58-yard return of an intercepted pass tied the score at 21-all.
Well, Ron, the Captain Bird and Lamberdine go out to the 50-yard line, and the exchange of handshakes with the official. Kingston will have the opportunity for the first offensive play in the second half, as they won the toss early in the ball game and deferred the possession until the start of this half. We're tied at 21-all here, getting ready to get things cranked up, as kicking will be Ewing for for Rockwood back deep. Let's see who we've got. Ryan King, I'm sure, will be back deep, along with Brian Sharp for Kingston. An exciting ball game thus far. Don't look for anything any different this second half, Ron.
Well, Tony, I'm sure both coaches said, hey, boys, it's been wild and willy. You're just going to have to, you got to go back and you got to go mistake-free the rest of the way. The kick is going to come out of bounds to start the second half. So the Yellow Jackets will start on their own 35-yard line if they so choose. And Tony, as we were saying, both of these coaches have got to get across to their teams now. The Tigers have got to continue to play heads-up defensive football, and the Yellow Jackets, stay with the game plan that's produced excellent results thus far. We've had one punt in this football game, and both of these teams, Tony, have done a good job of keeping the other team to a very small gain on first down. There's been a lot of 2nd and 12s, a lot of 2nd and 8s and 9s in this game. So Kingston has elected to penalize the Tigers and have them re-kick it. So they think that they can get beyond the 35-yard line.
So they'll be kicking from the 35-yard line. Again, it will be Ewing teeing the ball up, and King still deep. And this time he's at about the 15, 17-yard line, somewhere thereabout.
Tony, it looked like that Ewing was trying to kick it squib type. Just sailed out of bounds on him. Let's see now. They're going to kick it on a line drive, and he's still trying to get it down. And this time he got it down past the receiver down to the 5-yard line.
Ryan King taking the ball
is going to be hit at about the they're going to mark it right at the 5-yard line. So on the out of bounds kick, Kingston elects to have them re-kick it, and he kicked a line drive that got by the wide out. It goes down almost to the goal line. King picks it up, and the ball will be placed at the 5-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets at the 5-yard line.
A big play there by the Tigers, getting it back down there.
So it's going to be for the Jackets. They give it to Hojo, and Hojo cannot get around the right side as the Tigers.
I believe they fumbled the ball.
Well, the Tiger players are calling for a safety, Tony. I really couldn't see. They're going to mark it, though, outside the goal line. I saw a safety signal go up, but it was a Rockwood player, not an official.
I thought they fumbled the ball the way everybody was going after it there.
No, they're going to mark the ball back out at about the 2-yard line.
2-yard line or something, yeah.
Lots of activity going on down there. There's a replay coming up here. Well, it wasn't a replay. Here we're
going to live action.
Camera lag. Okay, here's the replay. As you see there, a hit, and they're driving back into the end zone, and the Tiger players showing safety.
Well, while we were away on that replay, a pass to Marshall Coley, and thinking that the Yellow Jackets in trouble, Coley comes up with it, carries the ball down to the 25-yard line, where it'd be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets.
Well, Tony, again, senior quarterback of here you see the play we're going to show you that we missed, and again,
Kraus, the quarterback, back to pass. Here comes Coley, number 7. Coley wide open.
Just lays
through.
It in there on on the little slant pass. So
now back to live action. Kraus, once again, the quarterback. This time he hands off to Sharp. Sharp is met by a clawing bunch of defensive Tigers.
Well, Derek Pear is going to be there.
Wilson.
And Tony, again, second down and 12. We've seen it numerous times on both sides on defense. On first down, both of these teams doing an excellent job.
So second down and 12, 10-23, third quarter of action. We're tied 21-all. Civitan Field. This the Coca-Cola game of the week. Krause, the quarterback, once again. He's back to pass out of the pocket. Long, high pass intended for Ryan King, number 11. And it's going to be incomplete, as defending on the play was David Collins for Rockwood.
Tony, that time it looked like King was open briefly down the sideline, and Krause put a lot of air under the ball for King to run under, and Collins came over and made the good play. As you see the replay, the ball's in the air a long time, hung up right there at the end, and it gave Collins time. He came over and made an excellent play, and it'll be second down, and it'll be third down and 13. So Hojo and Coley come wide to the left, King wide to the right, Krause in the shotgun. And it's the shuffle pass. Oh, it's almost intercepted. It'll be an incomplete pass. And Derek Pear, Tony Brown, had an opportunity. The ball right there, he had an opportunity to still be running.
Well, Brian Sharp was the intended receiver on the little shuffle pass as he comes in incomplete, but Pear was blitzing through there and was just wide open. If he could have got a hold of that ball, Ron Berry, he's gone.
He would still been running down South Highway 27 halfway to Spring City because no one was close.
He would already been passing the apartments on Gateway with it.
So Cobb will be in punt formation. Second time for the Jackets punting tonight, as it'll be Ewing. Bad snap, but Cobb will get it away. Nice spiral kick. Ashley will take it at the 44. Ashley got some running room. And Ashley will get it all the way down to the Kingston 35-yard line.
He's brought down by number 72, Cody Hall. So the Rockwood Tigers in good field position as they'll have it first and 10 at the Yellow Jackets 36-yard line.
Big defensive series that time for the Tigers, and the Yellow Jackets now will try to do the same as they go on the defensive front with 9:47 left here, second half of play.
So Collins, the quarterback for the Tigers, brings his team to the line. In the backfield is Ewing and Ashley. And the snap, the handoff goes to Ewing. Ewing fighting his way and clawing his way up, still going. And again, this is another one of those plays where it appeared the forward progress had been stopped and the officials letting them go on and scrap around again, Ron. That's twice if that's happened. Once on both sides.
Well, it'll be second down and a long 5, Tony, as you see the clock, 9:22, all tied, 21-21. The Coca-Cola game of the week.
Hallway in the lineup for the Tigers.
Collins still has his team in the I formation. Quick pitch, Brandon Ashley following Greg Ewing.
Boy, now he does a good job following him there, too. It's on the stop. It's Stephen Whitty, the junior, the tight end, coming over to make that stop. Pickup of about a yard or so.
That's Whitty coming up from the safety position, and you'll also hear Whitty going in for the dunk.
That's exactly right. He's one of the basketball players. On both these teams, several kids playing a couple or 3 sports.
That's right. Another big third down play for the Tigers, Tony, as it's going to be third down and a long 4. The ball at the 30-yard line of the Jackets. This time, Brandon Ashley has running room, kicking it outside, now back inside, and Ashley gets it down to the 20-yard line. But I tell you what, Tony, the way he was juking around, if Stephen Whitty doesn't come up with a big play, Brandon Ashley might have still been running into pay dirt.
Well, that's good play selection there by Coach Webb and his coaching staff. They bring up first and 10 as the ball spotted on the 20-yard line. So, again, the Tigers threatening during the third quarter with 8:15 remaining.
That time, left guard Josh Bird, you could see him pulling back to the right side. He was leading the play that time. And Brandon Ashley, again, turning the play up the field quickly.
I tell you, I really like the way Ashley follows Ewing down through there. This time the handoff to Ewing, a little miscue maybe as Collins gets it off. There's no gain on the play. Gets back to the line of scrimmage as he's met first by Darryl Frog, I believe, number 23.
Well, in that time, Frog just simply fills the lane on the option, and really he had both the quarterback and the pitchman all covered at one time. And so with that play, Collins really know where to go. So good play that time by the Yellow Jackets frog.
Weaver back in for Fisher offensively for the Tigers. Hand off to Ashley. Ashley's got running room. He's going to score, Ron Berry, I believe, unless somebody comes up and puts a hit to him.
Well, somebody did,
and it was Brian Krause.
You know, Krause on a saving touchdown. And that time, Tony, what they did, they pulled the guards like they were coming on the quick pitch to the right. And that time they went back to the weak side, and Ashley found the little seam out there. So that time, Coach Webb pulling the guards to the strong side, taking the play back to the weak side, and Ashley found and all he needs is just a little crack, Tony, and he's through it. Big play. 1st and goal for the Tigers. Collins on the pitch back to Ashley, and he's in trouble. He gets it down inside the 5 to about the 3, but good pursuit that time by the Yellow Jackets. And Tony, that time for the Jackets, Wes Bunch came up and turned it in, made a good play.
Wait, and he turned him right into Steve Branham there too. And Branham about 300 pounds, his first game back after a knee injury. So a good job there by the Jackets stopping that. As the ball's going to be spotted inside the 5, brings up 2nd down and goal. As the ball's just inside the 5-yard line with 6:32, 3rd quarter of action. We're tied 21-all.
Steele goes way out wide to the left. Don't think he'll enter into this play, though, as Greg Ewing takes it in for the score.
So Greg Ewing carries it in for 2 yards for the Rockwood Tiger touchdown at the 6:18 mark, 3rd quarter. Your score, Rockwood 27, Kingston 21. As Coach John Webb indicates he wants to go for 1. So the kicking team will come on for the extra point, as Collins will be kicking as he's changed. Ewing will be kicking. Collins will be holding as they bring the shoes out for Greg Ewing.
And Tony, this series was set up by the good punt return of Brandon Ashley. It was a 35-yard drive by the Tigers.
So Collins hold, the kick's up, and the kick is good. So with that extra point by Mr. Ewing being good, with 6:18 remaining in the 3rd quarter, your score 28-21 as you see the replay of the touchdown, 2-yard touchdown run.
Tony, that kick there was a line drive kick, but nevertheless good. We'll take a commercial break. We'll be back for the kickoff.
Coronavirus is changing the way we live our lives, but seriously injured people still need our help. At OEB, we're committed to helping you no matter what. So, we've introduced a system where we can take care of your case almost completely electronically. You don't have to leave your home for us to start helping you. All you have to do is call. The future may feel uncertain, but we can get through it together. If you're injured, you still deserve justice. Call 546-1111. Call right now.
Tan Field, 6:18 left. The Tigers have regained the lead 28-21. Greg Ewing with a kickoff. Kicks it high, and coming down at the 11-yard line will be Ryan King. King looking for a spot. He's got it. He's in the open, and he'll get it out to about the Yellow Jacket 38-yard line, where a flag is thrown.
Well, that's awful late.
The Yellow
flag.
Jackets look like it's going to be against the Tigers. Maybe some jawing going on right now.
That's awful late. That may be a personal foul or unsportsmanlike conduct.
And they flag the Tigers. So I would guess that there's probably a little bit of talking.
Well, that's unsportsmanlike conduct is the call. So that'll be 15 yards, and that'll.
Coach John Webb trying to find out who it is. He wants to know who it is so he can have a little word with them, and he'll show them what unsportsmanlike conduct is like.
Oh man! Well, the heat of battle here. Sometimes you have things like that. But, Ron, not been a whole lot of penalties in this ballgame.
No, there haven't, and that's another sign, Tony, of a good football team when you make these consistent drives. And now the Tigers had a 35-yard drive, Tony, for their touchdown, and here the Yellow Jackets started on the 46-yard line.
So Kingston will have it on the 46, 6:10 remaining 3rd quarter. Rockwood leading 28-21.
So Krause with a single running back, and he gives it to Sharp, and Sharp is hit.
Oh, and he's hit hard. And good job there by the Rockwood Tigers.
And Coach Gibson really having the Tigers lined up in the right position that time. As
Kevin Fisher.
McElhaney is there as well. And I tell you, Coach Gibson been in these kind of battles a number of times over his coaching career. This is just another ball game to him.
He's walking those sidelines down there just calm and cool and collected. And
Tony, once again, we find a 2nd and 12 all night long. Both of these teams defensive. Kraus looking. Now he's looking down the field to Hojo, and it's tipped. It's intercepted. Brandon Ashley, and he's got a lot of running room out in front. Ashley will go down to the 25-yard line. Let's see if they say he's down. He's down. They're going to mark it at the 26-yard line, and they say he's down. So a big break. And Ashley,
Brandon Ashley
is up limping. But I guarantee you, Tony, unless it's a broken ankle or something, he'll be back.
Looks like it may be a cramp or something, because I noticed when he crossed the 50-yard line here, he kind of changed like a hop jump, and he got a cramp about that time. Marshall Coley is the one that brought him down.
So the Tigers now will set back up offensively at the 26-yard line. As you see the replay, as Ashley just sitting back waiting, and you can see him right there, Tony, as you mentioned.
Right at the 50-yard line is where it happened. A lot of movement on the Kingston line there as Greg Ewing gets the ball. And he's brought down by Luke McAmus.
No flags down, Tony.
Awful quick play then. Maybe Rockwood is trying to catch Kingston out of sequence there just a little bit. So that brings up a 2nd down and about 7 with 5 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Rockwood leading 28-21.
And Tony, no one yet been able to go out by 2 scores. So a big possession here as the Tigers now have Derek Pear in the slot. Look for a quick pitch to, there it is, to Greg Ewing. And Ewing still on his feet, and a flag. And that looks like perhaps it's going to go against the Tigers, as it was thrown right at a lineman there, Tony, and a Kingston player still on his back.
Daryl Frog is down. Is that where the
yes. So look for a clip right there.
Look for a clip there, because he went down. As you notice, the medical team from Kingston coming out, and there's Mr. Eddie Lovin. They've borrowed from the UT training staff.
And that time, Tony, they line up in the same formation as they had for a couple of the other short plays. As you see, Pear going out and getting the block. There you saw Frog on the ground and Ewing on down the field. So what they're doing is they're just lining up in the slot, adding another blocker out in the front. Quick pitch. Everybody's coming. The guards are pulling, getting as many blockers out in front as you see Frog on the ground.
And that's a cramp as they're attending him with feet in the air and pushing back to the neck. Well, let's take a quick 30-second commercial break. We'll be right back.
At OEB, we're committed to helping people who get injured. With the outbreak of the coronavirus, we understand you might be afraid to leave your home to get legal help. We want you to know that at OEB, we can get you your help by just picking up the phone. We can take care of almost every aspect of your case electronically, so you don't have to leave your house. The future may feel uncertain, but we can get through it together. Injured? You still deserve justice. Call 546-1111. Call today.
And Tony Brown, through my Roan Eye Center contacts, I can tell you that he's okay.
Well, that's good. I'm going to go get me some of those contacts so I can see a little better. So Daryl Frog helped off the field, and the officials wind the clock now. We're ready to get play underway.
With the penalty assessed, it's 2nd down and 15, Tony. I formation. Pear the fullback. Collins back to throw. Looking down, got a man out here, and it's incomplete.
Well, I tell you what,
as Ron Fisher unable to come down with the throw at the 5-yard line.
Now I want you to look over here where Davey Locke was at. He was wide open over here as he came back across and was going the opposite way. He was wide open at about the 15-yard line.
Well, my Roan Center contacts will only allow me to follow one player.
Well, here's the replay
per scene, but here is the replay.
All right, now where's
and Collins was only looking one place.
Look, see Locke wide open over here.
See, he was only looking all the way for Ron Fisher.
So Weaver entering the lineup now. Official timeout here to adjust something. It's
Brandon Ashley back in at tailback, Tony, as Pear will come out.
And they were working with him. And we got an update here. Oliver Springs 14, Lenore City 10.
As you saw the Roan Eye Center update. 3rd down and 15, and I would guess that somewhere in this play, Brandon Ashley will touch the football, Tony.
Well, they're going to pass.
Nope. They're going to give it the other way.
Ewing
Good move by Greg Ewing to get away from the first tackler, but he will not get away. As good pursuit by the Yellow Jackets that time.
Well, Caleb Strader had him in here and couldn't get to him as he cuts back around to the right. And then Wes Bunch comes in and knocks him out of bounds. So that'll bring up fourth down and about six. So we'll see what kind of play Coach Webb has in mind here for his Tiger fans.
Well, Tony, you saw the good pursuit of the Yellow Jackets that time. You might look for a little screen, or you might look for the dump pass to the tight end that was successful here a little earlier to Jarris Butler, who's lined up on the left.
Because no need to kicking here. They're inside the 25-yard line, so they're going to call timeout and talk about it as Rockwood wanted to see what kind of defensive set that the Yellow Jackets were in. So Scott County Harriman score, it's Scott County 21, as you see, Harriman 14. The score of this ball game with 4:15 remaining third quarter, Rockwood 28, Kingston 21. Let's take 30 seconds.
Everyone knows OEB helps people who get hurt when someone else is negligent. But with the coronavirus pandemic, you may be afraid to leave your home to get the legal help you need. As always, we're committed to keeping you and your family safe. So, we want you to know that we can handle your case almost completely electronically. All you have to do is call. The future may feel uncertain, but we can get through it together. Call 546-1111. We're here for you. 546-1111. Call today.
Well, Ron Berry, I don't believe there's been a soul left this ball game, has there?
Well, Tony, I was just thinking what a great night it is for high school football here as a tribute to these kids, all of these fans here. But right now, big fourth down play. Again, Collins back to pass. Good protection going all the way into the end zone. It's going to be out of the end zone. It's going to be incomplete. And
the Rockwood fans wanting a flag as contact was made out of bounds there. And I believe they were both just up and at it, but no flag.
4:08 left in the third quarter.
And here's a replay. Wartburg 7, Oakdale 0.
And the push at the end of the play out of the end zone. No flags called, thrown, and it'll be Yellow Jacket. So the Yellow Jacket defense, Tony, stepped up and did exactly what they were supposed to do. They don't give in to the Yellow Jackets after the pass interception. And a fumble. Let's see who's got it. Yellow Jackets recover.
Well, the handoff was to Sharp, and Sharp loses the handle on it.
But again, Tony, it's going to be second down and about 12 or 13 yards.
Well, it looks like Rockwood's got a player injured here. Let's check.
Well, Donnie McElhaney has
a little ankle injury maybe as he limps off.
Coming in for the Tigers to replace him will be Matt Bright. McElhaney played an excellent ball game thus far, Tony. We've called his name several times on that defensive front. Second down and 12, 3:30 left here in the third quarter. Yellow Jackets taking over at the Tiger 22-yard line. Kraus back to throw, quick pass, incomplete. Incomplete. As it hit the ground, the official right on it.
Kind of threw the wrong side there.
And if he'd have called it complete, they could have come and asked for a BBB replay. We would have showed him that it hit the ground.
So Marshall Coley, the intended receiver, kind of threw the wrong side to him as Coley was split left and King was right. So that's going to bring up third down and about 11 for the Jackets. And again, we've had third and 11 several
times.
Watch
him to see to try to hit on a little crossing pattern, and there he is. He's out there open and a little high. But again, Ryan King. And Tony, I tell you what, this young man really can run the pass routes. He finds the seam, got wide open, and just unable to complete it. But another good play by Ryan King. They'll work those eventually, and they'll connect.
So third time for Kingston to punt the ball away. It will be Cobb back to punt as he'll field the ball at the 6-yard line.
Greg Ewing with an equipment repair on his helmet. And now Greg says, I'm okay. Now Greg Ewing coming up to the line, so the Tigers are going to put a rush on and leave Brandon Ashley as the only receiver back. So Ewing coming up at the outside, he's going to try to block this punt.
I don't know if anybody's seen that, but yeah, there they pick him up there.
So the kick is off, and a dandy. What a punt. It drives all the way back to the 33-yard line as Brandon Ashley, and he goes down.
Well, that's going to be problems there.
Well, there's a flag down, and Ashley got caught that time. He thought there was a late hit, got up, and just lost his focus, and probably going to get 13. And the Yellow Jackets, Tony, are going to come out of what I was fixing to say. The Tigers would have excellent field position. Instead, the Yellow Jackets are going to end up with great. But that was a tremendous punt by Mr. Cobb.
Well, now Ashley needs to get his composure here, or he's going to be in trouble, and that's what Coach Webb's telling him over here right now, because the Tigers can't lose him. Here's the replay, Ron, and what a high, long kick.
Well, Tony, as you see this at the end of the play, right there, now both teams are penalized. There you see the join and the hit. Now, the official probably did a good job there. He's called both of the players, so it's going to be right there. 1st and 10 Tigers at the 40-yard line. But, again, you can't risk acting like that this late in the ball game, 3:01. 15 yards there is huge.
Okay, now the Tigers got 2 players down over here, it appears, with cramps, as the medical team and several working around a couple of players on the sideline for the Tigers as Collins, the quarterback, brings his team to the line. 1st and 10. Kingston switching.
Well, Kingston in an 8-man line, Tony, and Ashley gets outside, cuts it back in, and he's going to be hit as
Wes Bunch comes in, and Luke McAmis come in on the stop. He's hit first by Wesley Bunch, number 42. 2:45 remaining third quarters. Be 2nd down and 8. Rockwood leading 28-21. This is the Coca-Cola Game of the Week, a live production of BBB Communications, brought to you via the Comcast Cablevision system.
Yellow Jackets, Tony, right now are just lining up and really coming with everything they've got. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 men in the up zone there, and Ashley weaving his way, and he's going to get across the 45 to about the 46-yard line.
Luke McAmis on the tackle for the Yellow Jackets.
Clock running, and it's going to bring up about 3rd down and a long 4
probably.
So a big 3rd down play. The clock running, though, and now we're going to have a timeout. Official timeout. Let's see.
I don't know what they're looking for here. Maybe they're just tired.
Well, now they're going to run. They're going to wind it up. So at the 2-minute mark, it's going to be 3rd down and a long 4 for the Tigers. The ball at their own 46-yard line.
Mike Locke entering the lineup for the Tigers.
We'll see if Coach John Webb elects to stay on the ground here, where they've had pretty good success. Again, 8 people lined up here for the Jackets, and he'll try the little floater, and it's incomplete.
Oh, I'll tell you what, just over the fingertips there.
Well, Jarris Butler had position again, and that's the one we thought, Tony, perhaps they'd go to on the 4th down play. They go to it here on 3rd down. Butler unable to do it, and David Collins, for the first time tonight, will go into punt formation for the Tigers.
I tell you what, he went up awful high. I thought he was about to come down with that ball. He did everything he could do to try to come down with it. Again, like you said, he was wide open in there. Good play selection by the Tigers.
Collins on the punt. It's a high punt that'll go off the side of his foot. How is it going to hit? It takes a Rockwood bounce, and it'll be down at the 24-yard line of the Yellow Jackets.
So with 1:26 third quarter, Rockwood leads 28-21. Let's take a quick 30 seconds.
The coronavirus is changing the way we live our lives, but seriously injured people still need our help. At OEB, we're committed to helping you no matter what. So, we've introduced a system where we can take care of your case almost completely electronically. You don't have to leave your home for us to start helping you. All you have to do is call. The future may feel uncertain, but we can get through it together. If you're injured, you still deserve justice. Call 546-1111. Call right now.
Back to live action here at Civitan Field. 1:26, third quarter, 28-21, as Kingston's called for illegal motion as the ball is snapped. So the officials will mark off a 5-yard infraction against them. Hojo entering the lineup for the Jackets, brings up 1st down and 15.
Tony, and of all the scoring done in the first half, both defenses now really stiffening up a little bit, as Clemens in at quarterback now. Where's Kraus?
He must be out.
Clemens looking down the field. He's hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Big play that time, as Clemens was hit by Tuggle, and Tuggle looks like he's coming up with a cramp.
Well, Tuggle did a good job then. Again, we've mentioned him a couple of times too, Ron. He's got a little cramp trying to run it off, and he does. So if the officials don't see him there, now they're getting him out as Coach Webb's going to let him come to the side as Metcalf comes in for him. So they'll work on Tuggle for just a little bit.
Tell you what, Aaron Tuggle has been a big part of this defensive front here tonight, Tony, and of course a lot of players, both teams cramping up a little bit, and Coach or Dr. Tom Evans down here working on him as the assistants.
Look, for now we've got Flemons and Kraus both in the ball game now. Kraus comes in for Hojo, and Kraus is split left in the slot, and Coley is split out of the shotgun. It's Flemons. Flemons back to pass. He's looking for Kraus or Coley. He finds Coley at the 27-yard line. Coley down to the 30, and he's hit hard by Greg Ewing.
Well, Steele had him set up, and Ewing put the final touch to it, and it's going to be a third down and about 2, Tony.
Pretty good play selection out of the shotgun as we have the replay, Ron, and you can call it.
Well, they send Kraus straight down the field, cleared out, and had Coley come down and out, and Flemons on the hit. And then Coley had some good run after the catch. So it's going to bring up a third and 2 for the Yellow Jackets, the ball at their own 33-yard line.
Kraus out of the lineup. Flemons back in at quarterback.
So quick pitch.
Hojo
cutting in, and a big hit. A big hit that time as Hojo looked like he had some running room. Wyatt Wilson on a big play.
Boy, Dwight
Saved the first down.
Wyatt Wilson came in and just manhandled Hojo then and just brought him up. Good job by Wilson.
Well, Hojo looked like he had the first down made, Tony, as you see right here, cut back in, and Wyatt Wilson filling from his linebacker position makes the hit, and the key to that was when he made the hit, he pushed him back. He didn't let him come forward. Fourth down, Kingston, and Cobb is in the punt.
I'm sure Kingston's going to call for a timeout and think about things here just a moment as we see the officials over here. Nope, got an official timeout.
Well, I don't really think there's much to think about here, Tony. The ball on the Kingston 34-yard line, and Coach Vic King certainly what's the time? Oh, they're going to measure. He's asking for a measurement.
So he's brought his kicking Cobb back off. He wants to look at it first because he was jawing at that official or just a little bit. So the markers were side by side, and we'll see what kind of stretch and what kind of mark they've got. It's going to be short, I do believe.
Look through my Roan eyeglass contacts, he's that much short.
Okay. So now we'll see what he does. As Cobb is still on the sideline, see if Coach King elects to go for this one.
Well, his player's waiting. Hojo looking to put a helmet back on, and here comes the kicker. As much as you'd like to try that, and as much as you think it's only a half a yard with 9 seconds left in the third quarter, if you make it, it's great. If you don't, you're like Coach Toledo at UCLA. You know, you're looking from the to find out what's going on. That'll be the last play of the third quarter. 28-21, Tigers have the lead. We'll be back after these messages.
At OEB, we're committed to helping people who get injured. With the outbreak of the coronavirus, we understand you might be afraid to leave your home to get legal help. We want you to know that at OEB, we can get you your help by just picking up the phone. We can take care of almost every aspect of your case electronically, so you don't have to leave your house. The future may feel uncertain, but we can get through it together. Injured? You still deserve justice. Call 546-1111. Call today.
Support community here.
Now, did you see the fake punt? They were talking about it right there, Ron Berry, as they came back around, and Coach King pulled some things in, and they had a little trick play in there. It pays off for Kingston. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Well, Tony, big play by Coach Vic King, and that's what it takes to win some big ball games. And you'll see it right here. They send it to the short man, and the rest, he's going right around and get it up to the 45-yard line. 1st and 10, Yellow Jackets. Kraus back at quarterback. Off to
Sharp.
Sharp
got
running room. Got a blocker out in front, and Sharp will get it all the way down to the Tiger 42-yard line. And I tell you what a big momentum change that fourth down play made.
Well, that's exactly right. As Sharp comes across, picks up good yardage down to about the 42-yard line as he was trying to pick Coley up. Maybe if he'd stayed on the right side instead of trying to go across the left, he could pick up another yard or two. But again, good running by Brian Sharp, the sophomore. 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. 11:29 fourth quarter of action here at Civitan Field. Rockwood leading 28-21.
So the Yellow Jackets trying to even the score. Tigers trying to hold them. Sharp this time will be held. And again, Aaron Tuggle makes first contact for the Tigers, Tony. And Sharp will get it up to about the 42-yard line. It'll be a gain of about a yard. And once again, Tony, a big second down and long.
Yeah, had it all night. So saying good things about both defensive teams here.
10:49 left in this football game. It's been everything that everyone expected it to be. Plus, they've thrown in a few extras for you. This time, Hojo on the little delay, big opening. And he gets it down to the 30-yard line where Greg Ewing makes the hit. But Hojo comes up limping, and he'll leave the game.
Ewing doing a good job there coming up, taking on Hojo at the 30. Good running by Hojo as he comes out of the lineup.
And coming in will be...
Don't have a number 43 on the lineup. Already checked it. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Jackets at the Rockwood 31-yard line. Has a great game here tonight in front of a big crowd here at Civitan Field. We appreciate you being with us tonight. Go by and tell our sponsors. As Krause, the quarterback, hands off to Sharp. Sharp's net going to be thrown for a loss. As coming up and hitting him is Derek Pear for the Rockwood Tigers. So Pear, again, a name that we have mentioned several times throughout the year, and he's just a junior, Ron Berry. They'll be coming back again, seeing him again next year.
Well, he was, and once again, though, Aaron Tuggle right there to make that help, and the linebackers filling, and Pear making the big hit. And once again, 2nd down and 11. So this is the play that really has hurt both defenses, Tony, as we go through the game tonight. And again, on the open run of the big open hole, gaping hole up the middle, goes the phantom runner.
We'll see if we can't find out who that is.
And another 1st down. So it's 1st and 10 for the Jackets. The ball down now at the Tiger 18-yard line. And again, lots of big plays off of 2nd and long.
Number
Krause,
43 is
again, will give it through 43, keeps his balance, and gets it all the way down to the Tiger 13-yard line.
Patrick Robinette, number 43.
Okay.
So Robinette on 2 big plays there for the Jackets.
And Tony, this is after a depleted running core. Now this is after Marshall is out. This is after Hojo is out. You know, you've already brought Sharp in, so now Robinette coming in doing a good job. Split backfield. Krause back to throw. Looking in the corner, knocked down.
Oh, good job.
Reuben Reynolds.
Reynolds has got that height there. It looks like he was trying to dunk the basketball then.
So Reuben Reynolds with a big hand up in the air. And it'll be 3rd down and about 5.
And here's a replay. You see Krause under center, back to pass.
Look
at Reynolds.
Left hand. Good camera work, guys, as he saw the big left hand of Reuben Reynolds. Now, look for King on a corner flag route, as this time they're going to give it
Sharp.
to Sharp instead.
Sharp tried to put the stiff arm on Fisher, but Fisher comes in, and he's the dominant defensive player on this particular play. He brings Sharp down. That's going to bring up 4th down after a gain of about a yard, and we're going to call it 4th and 4.
Well, I would
Closer
guess
to 5.
Coach King is going to go for sure here now as you're down 7 with 8:19 left, and the way the game has gone, Tony, I'm sure Kofer is good from here, but big down.
Krause back in at the quarterback slot.
Robinette, King, and Foley. Krause back to throw. Looking, being pursued. Still loose, and he's down. Derek Pear the first Tiger there. Aaron Tuggle finishes him off. What a game Aaron Tuggle's played.
Tuggle has done a great job, Ron, as they contained Brian Krause then. He was looking to the left side all the way. He couldn't find anybody. Good coverage by the Rockwood Tigers. If we can catch a replay on this.
Okay, the Tigers are going to take over 1st and 10. The ball is going to be at about the 18-yard line. So, Tony, there's 7.
And here's the replay.
As you see Krause. There's Pear. He can't bring him down. He slows him down, though, and watch Tuggle. Boom.
Wraps him up. And I believe Krause is hurting just a little bit. There's a little bit of late push. The official looks and tells everybody to calm down just a little bit. So Rockwood will take over after the 4th down conversion is no good by the Yellow Jackets. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Rockwood Tigers. And they'll have the ball at about the, 17-yard
line, I think, Tony, or something. So it's going to be 1st down. Collins has Brandon Ashley at the tailback in the I formation. He'll give it to Ewing. Ewing cutting up and will get across the 20.
Caleb
we'll
Strader
get down to about the 22-yard line.
Strader comes in, makes the stop for the Jackets.
The clock running, though, Tony, with 7:35 left in the ball game.
Well, I tell you what a great ball game this has been, Ron Berry. I'm telling you what, the fans are all excited. The cheerleaders getting them cranked up. Just like everyone said, when you play ball in Roane County and you've got Rockwood, Harriman, and Kingston playing against each other, that's the reason we do it. That's the reason we come here on Friday nights. A tribute to both these fine teams.
Jackets in a 5-man line. Brandon Ashley gets it. He can't find any running room as he tried to juke it out a little bit, but there is Bunch.
Wesley Bunch.
So this is going to be a big 3rd down play, Tony. 3rd down and about 6 with 6:55 left here now in the football game. Michael Weaver carrying the play in from Coach John Webb.
Coach Webb really got this Tiger team coached well this year, a well-disciplined team. Not been very many penalties in this ball game.
Well, I was just fixing to say, Tony, good officiated game. They've pretty much stayed out of it.
And that's what you like to see.
Brandon Ashley. Quick move outside, good play. As Brandon Ashley looked like he had a 1st down, but Krause comes up, makes a big tackle.
So do you reckon Mama Krause and Randy's over there excited about that?
Well,
I'd hate to be sitting next to
if
Claire,
Krause doesn't make that tackle, Brandon Ashley has a 1st down, and a 1st down, Tony, means probably about another 3 minutes at least.
I bet you she's whooped Sissy Bucket and Kathy Lawson all over sitting over there next to her.
Don't think Sissy's here.
Okay, so that brings up 4th down here. Somebody will call timeout and see what happens here. I see they're going to measure, okay? 4th down and short, according to the sticks. Coach Webb wants to measure, and the officials indicate timeout for the measurement.
My Roane eye
here we
contacts
go again. Boy, are they getting any
are
extra?
Showing that it's going to be about a half a football short.
Are we charging them any more for these extra spots? What I want to know. And you can see it's good camera work, and the chains are stretched, and it's going to be a football and a half short.
Maybe a football, but I mean, you know, that's not bad. I mean, we're sitting up here at an angle and everything else.
Well, but we got this good camera worker. We got these good camera operators out here that take care of it.
Pretty good for my contacts, though.
Oh, that's great.
5:56 left in the football game.
My Kinzer drugstore glasses wouldn't let me see that far. Boy, I tell you what, and the Rockwood fans and the Kingston fans, you can hear the roar.
I don't much believe you're going to see them go for this. I think they're going to try to call Kingston offside. Coach King's calling timeout. But this ball's at the 27-yard line. I think we had to freeze play on. Let's go to a commercial break.
The coronavirus is changing the way we live our lives, but seriously injured people still need our help. At OEB, we're committed to helping you no matter what. So, we've introduced a system where we can take care of your case almost completely electronically. You don't have to leave your home for us to start helping you. All you have to do is call. The future may feel uncertain, but we can get through it together. If you're injured, you still deserve justice. Call 546-1111. Call right now.
And we're back live as you see Coach Kamakawa and head coach John Wade down here in the huddle with their team. as timeout was called by Kingston on a 4th down and about a football length to go. As again, the Rockwood players turn to their fans, wanting them to get involved in this, as back to punt the ball away will be Brandon. Now they're going to go for it.
Well, Tony, look at the flag. If you punt it, you're punting it into probably a 35-mile-an-hour wind. Let's see if it's the freeze. Yeah, it's the freeze. It's the freeze.
Now they call timeout.
Yeah, it's the freeze. So, look at the flag, though. It's, I mean, if you kick into it now, you're going to be kicking into a strong wind. We've got 5:49 left in the football game.
Can we get a shot of that flag up there? The wind has picked up quite a bit there, as it's standing. The Old Glory is really doing some waving up here, as you see, as Ron Berry was talking about. Rockwood would have been kicking into that wind, and so the freeze play on.
But the freeze play, Tony, has cost Kingston a timeout. So Coach Webb didn't come out with it empty. They took a timeout, which is important. Now, David Collins is going to be kicking to Ryan King. You would expect Kingston to have good field position, but we expected Rockwood on the last punt, and it didn't happen. So, you know, you probably Kingston's going to try to block it.
They're
They're bringing everybody.
They've got them all.
And if you'd have your rathers, you'd rather Collins try to kick it away from King.
But then Kingston doesn't send anyone after it. So there's the kick. It's going to be short.
Well, it takes
a Kingston bounce and then a Rockwood bounce.
You're exactly right.
So it's down at the 49-yard line, where the Kingston Yellow Jackets will have it 1st down and 10 at their own 49-yard line with 5 minutes 37 seconds to operate in. They trail 28-21. Rockwood leading this series. And you know, the newspapers, even the statistician Earl Knopf said it was going to be a 3-point game. The News Sentinel said it was going to be a 6-point game. Me and Mike Richards went crazy, and it went 20-something points either way, so we had a 40-point spread, I think.
I don't recall yours being either way.
Oh, don't you? I think it was. I think we got in trouble there once.
Brian Krause bringing his team to the line of scrimmage. Quick pitch out to Robinette. Robinette gets good running room.
Good cut. Robinette still on his feet. Down to the 30-yard line.
To the Tiger 27-yard line goes Mr. Robinette. And again, Tony, this is a youngster that's come into the ball game. And, you know, on the depth chart, he's got to be number 3 or so.
And here's a replay.
Well, they got around the end, and from there, the linebackers are out of position. It's all the way down the side that time. So once you get around the end, you're really asking your linebackers to come up and do a lot.
Well, again,
Yellow Jackets got a big play.
Kingston deep in all the slots, it appears. So Sharp, look at Sharp with this running room here, as he's going to pick up another 1st down, Ron Berry. So the momentum shifting back toward Kingston in the last couple of plays here. So McElhaney on the tackle for the Rockwood Tigers. And again, we would remind everyone to stay tuned immediately following this live broadcast to the Friday Night Scoreboard Show with Ron Berry and Mike Richards.
Which may be a little late tonight because I am not leaving, Tony Brown.
Don't blame you a bit. Notice Mr. Richards already left. He'll be up there taking care of things.
Robinette, and a good play by Kevin Fisher.
So Fisher comes in and snuffs Robinette's run there as he's brought down at about the 17-yard line. It's going to be a loss. That's going to bring up 2nd down in about 13, as Tuggle also in. Mentioned his name a bunch tonight.
And, Tony, you can get down to about the 6-yard line for a 1st down. So this is, of course, obviously it's a crucial series because it very well could be the last series that you're going to get offensively. 28-21 with 4:20 left.
One thing about it, BBB and Comcast bring you some exciting ball games on the Coca-Cola Game of the Week. Sharp, the ball carry on the handoff from Krause. He's going to pick up about 4 or 5 yards down inside the 15. So he gets back what they've lost inside the original line of scrimmage, and Rockwood has 2 players slow getting up.
Well, there's Tuggle and Wilson again, and both of them get up with cramps. And, Tony, I tell you, I can't believe that before this series is over, we're not going to see Ryan King on a flag pattern in the corner, which is a patented Kingston play.
Well, here he comes, split out to the right
toward
side
the middle
corner.
And come back to the flag of the corner of the end zone. This time, though, they give it up the middle. And Kevin Fisher got a big lick that time,
on Robinette.
as did Fisher.
So Pear, Fisher.
And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, this is 4th down and about 8.
Let's see if the Jackets take a timeout now here to make sure they've got what they want. Yes, good call. Vic King is going to take a timeout, make sure everybody's on the same page on this 4th down and 8 with 3:17 left. His team trailing 28-21. We'll be right back.
At OEB, we're committed to helping people who get injured. With the outbreak of the coronavirus, we understand you might be afraid to leave your home to get legal help. We want you to know that at OEB, we can get you your help by just picking up the phone. We can take care of almost every aspect of your case electronically, so you don't have to leave your house. The future may feel uncertain, but we can get through it together. Injured? You still deserve justice. Call 546-1111. Call today.
Scanlon Lumber Company, been with us on the Game of the Week since the start.
Who helps you build?
Scanlon's, that's 3 locations to serve you: Rockwood, Harriman, and Kingston.
Well, Tony, thus far this football season, this is the most important huddle that Coach Vic King and Coach John Webb have been in. Coach Vic King needing a big 8-yard play out of his team. Coach Hoot Gibson walking off the field, been doing it for more years than most people can remember, has told his football team what to do.
All right, now look here. Clemens at quarterback.
Trips wide to the left. Clemens back, and here comes Fisher. Fisher on the run. The ball's in the air. It's knocked down and
touchdown. Brian Krause. Goodness gracious, what a play there.
Well, Tony Brown.
It was up for grabs.
Both teams.
That's right.
Both teams doing exactly what you want them to do. Kevin Fisher all over Clemens. Clemens does what you want him to do on 4th down. You got to throw it in the end zone. The Rockwood Tigers had 3 people
Here's
there.
The replay.
Here's
Look here.
Fisher. There's the hit. Now the
Look
ball's
here.
in the air.
1, 2, 3.
It's tipped, and guess who's there?
Brian Krause. Guys, I'm telling you what a ball game. 3:09 remaining. Rockwood leading 28-27. The extra point attempt, and there's going to be timeout. Kingston, as they're going to talk about, is he going to go for 2?
Well,
is he going for the tie? You got to go for the tie here.
Either there's not enough men on the field,
wrong.
Tony. Either there's not enough men on the field, or Coach Vic King's his mind's running right now.
Or he's making Rockwood think.
But I think there was probably 10 men on the field.
Replay. Let's look again.
But now watch. Kevin Fisher coming from the left side will be all over.
Look here.
Clemens.
Dylan Clemens runs back.
He throws it because Fisher's fixing to hit him. It's short. There's a man tipping it at the 5.
How important is that tip drill during the week?
Well, and Tony, it goes from the 5-yard line into the end zone.
To about 1 or 2 yards in the end zone is what it does.
I mean, it doesn't. And if we can play that again, let's have one more look, because that's the tip
here
of
first.
all tips.
All right, let's get the kick, and then we'll go back and give him time to rewind it here. As Dylan Clemens, the quarterback on that last touchdown play to Krause, will be the holder. Kofer, the kicker. A big kick as the kicking game. I guarantee you that Mr. Rivers is watching over here right now. The snap, the kick, it's up.
Good.
It's good. We're tied. 3:09 remaining in this ball game in regulation. We're tied at 28-all. And Brad, if you've got the replay there, we're wanting to see it one more time if we could, sir. And he says, hang on just a minute. Listen to the crowd as you see the congratulations going over to the other side, and here comes the replay.
Now, Tony, watch where this ball is tipped, Tony, and watch how far it goes in the air. And guess who's there? As Mr. Krause. Now, it's going to be tipped right there at the 6-yard line.
Good job, Brian Krause.
All the way in.
And look at Marshall Coley coming over here, doing a little officiating there.
We're going to run it back here one more time.
Brian Krause on the reception.
Now slow it there. We go. Boy, what
1,
camera
2.
work is
Good
this?
job, guys. Look at Krause leaning, falling. I've got the ball. Touchdown.
Good job in the truck.
I'm telling you what. Good job, guys. And now we're going back to live action as both these teams playing great tonight. The fans, you can hear them in the background, ladies and gentlemen.
Well,
I can't wait to hear the call-in show tonight.
This is the kind of ball game you hate for anybody to lose.
Now, what kind of kick we got now?
Well, they're going to go ahead and kick it and try to get it through here, and it's a good job by Ashley, and he's kicked it into the end zone, and he's got to bring it out now.
Yeah, he had touched it.
So Ashley trying to get a seam, and here he comes. And Ashley is going to be hit at the 28-yard line.
Good job there. After he fumbled the ball just a little bit, he has enough thought about him to come back up and make a good return there, Ron.
Tony, still 2:56 left. Do you recall how many times teams have scored tonight in less than 2 minutes and 56 seconds?
Several, hadn't there? Several. So a lot of time left here.
The Yellow Jacket defense versus the Rockwood offense. Ewing and Brandon Ashley in the I formation. Collins gives it to Ashley. Ashley finding running room over the middle. Ashley sidestepping, twisting, and he'll get it out to the 42-yard line, 1st and 10.
And again, Wesley Bunch on the stop. A good job there running by the Rockwood.
Ashley coming out as, again, Tony, he's probably run for 400 all-purpose yards tonight.
He's still limping just a little bit.
So that means that Derek Pear will probably go in at fullback, and you'll trade tailback. You'll pick up Greg Ewing. Not a bad runner. He's only had a 95-yard kickoff return and a number of yards on the ground.
And that's exactly what happens, as you've called it correctly. Collins.
Looking for the dump pass, and it's incomplete again. And that pass has been there repeatedly tonight, Tony, as Butler unable to come down with it, but it's been there. That's the 3rd time tonight, and it's been there every time.
Well, good play selection there, being defended by Stephen Whitty. Had number 9 on number 9 then. 2:43 as you see the inserted clock in your left-hand corner of your TV screen. 4th quarter here at Civitan Field. We're tied 28-all. Rockwood and Kingston. What a ball game this has been.
Well, 2nd down and 10 now, so the Tigers under the 7-man front of the Tigers, of the Jackets. Quick pitch, and it's incomplete as they try to hit it out to Mike Like on the screen. Yellow Jackets in pretty good shape out there as Robinette was in the vicinity, along with Frog and Fisher out to block.
Did you see who was rushing in there? Great old big number 75, Landis Witherspoon. He was coming up, had them hands up every which way, just a junior.
Yellow Jackets, I think, Tony, have 1 timeout left. And the Tigers, if they throw it here and it's incomplete, stops the clock. You still got a lot of time left in this football game.
3rd down 10, 2:37 remaining. That's a long time, as you said a while ago. A lot of scoring and a whole lot less than that. Collins, the quarterback for the Tigers. Pass.
Again, the other side to Reuben Reynolds, and the big man gets
first down.
And it's a 1st down. It's a 1st down for the Tigers as Reuben Reynolds, Tony, the big, rugged tight end that time, makes the catch and rumbles his way to a Tiger 1st down. They'll probably want to call a timeout to check it.
Well, they're going to measure.
But that's a 1st down.
Yeah, you can tell from here it's a 1st down. Frog and Bunch on the stop then.
That official is not wearing Roan Eye Center glasses.
What this does too, Ron, it gives both teams, they both would have liked to have had a timeout, so they get them a little break here as Frog goes over and talks to Coach King. And on the Rockwood side, as we see...
and there you see, ladies and gentlemen,
talking.
What those good eyes can do for you. 1st down, right at the end of the football. Now, Tony, if the Tigers, they need to be getting a play ready because, they need some time now to, I think they have at least 2 timeouts left, Kingston with 1.
Well, Bowling was over here talking to Coach Webb, and I'm sure they sent the play in pretty quick there and getting it ready as Collins brings his team, gives it the call. 1st and 10, 2:10 remaining.
Now, is the kicking game huge or what?
Oh, big time right here, too. Now what's wrong? The officials step in, timeout, equipment adjustment on Kingston as they look across the way there. Somebody's shoulder pads have become unharnessed. I think that's, is that 74? That's Cantrell, Travis Cantrell, I think.
Well, we're down to 2:05, folks, and I tell you what, anybody that wants their money back tonight has a lot of nerve because this has been one heck of a high school football game. Many, many years, Tony, since Civitan Field has entertained this kind of crowd, this kind of ball game, 2nd week or 3rd week of the year.
And I take that back. That was Brian Swicegood who's in the lineup for the Yellow Jackets. Now here comes Collins as he was over.
So we're going to be under 2 minutes after this snap. Derek Pear, the fullback. Collins
look at the pressure. Look at the rush.
And Collins is going down.
Witherspoon.
And Collins is going to be down at the 50-yard line. They need a timeout.
Well, I tell you what.
They get it.
David Collins did a good job there holding on that ball, Ron Berry, because those 4 defenders of Kingston, did you see the hand movement in there? And Collins really did a good job there keeping that ball from getting stripped away. So with timeout, 1:46. All right, let's get a replay, they say, just of what we were talking about. Well, here's Collins now. He's under center, takes the snap, comes back, look at Witherspoon. There's Witherspoon, there's Cody Hall. Now look at here. Watch them grabbing and nugging at the ball.
But again, they're not blowing the whistle. There they blow the whistle. Now, Tony, with 1:46 left, obviously the strength of the Tigers is the running game. So from the Yellow Jacket side of the ball, you're going to line up about 8 people and really bring them and try to do just what they did. So, you know, the Tigers are probably trying to do something now that they don't do as well as they'd like to do, and that's throw the football. But this is a big second down play now, second down and 14. You got to get at least, if you're going to try to even get close to a shot.
He's back to pass. Collins looking. That's going to be overthrown. Could possibly be intercepted. Oh.
Krause again on the tip drill, and Robinette almost comes down with it, Tony.
So that brings up 3rd down and 14. So, again, long yardage there. I know there's a bunch of folks that have come in from West High School probably tuning into the game. I bet Frank at the bank and his crowd's over there, and JB and all of them over there watching the ball game.
Well, we'll tell them the score's 28-28, Tony, with 1:39 left. The Rockwood Tigers have the ball at their own 49-yard line, 3rd down and 14. Now, with 1:39, Tony, if you can pick up 8, 9, 10 yards of this, then you probably go for it on 4th down.
So we'll see what play selection Coach Webb has sent in. A running play.
And watch Kingston maybe take a timeout right here, Tony, to try to keep some of the clock. I think they only have 1 left, but
I believe they'll save it, Ron, because it's going to be 4th down and
so you're going to waste. Yeah, and you're going to waste though, Tony. There's going to be a lot of time run off the clock right here, because the Tigers, if anything, may even take a penalty. Let it all get every tick you can off of it.
Maybe we're going into overtime again, and maybe he's thinking that he can have a better shot from the 10. That'd be something to have 2 straight overtime games of the week in a row, wouldn't it?
See, they're going to try to milk it all, and Collins is going to be less than 1 minute.
And Kingston don't have anybody back, so they're just going to let them down the ball wherever it may fall. Not a very long kick. Takes a Kingston bounce. They're going to down it at the 27-yard line. And there'll be 51 seconds remaining. We're tied at 28. What a ball game this has been, Ron Berry.
Now, just the reverse, Tony. The Yellow Jackets throw the ball about as well as they run it.
Yep.
So, you know, don't be surprised now if you don't see Krause unload one. You know, they love to run the fly platter.
And look for him to go to one of the fast kids, King, number 11, too.
And, you know, and what you hope for here is obviously a completion, but you also hope, you know, you got pass interference, you got a lot of things that can happen, just like the tip. So it's, you know, anything can happen.
All right, we've got Coley split.
And it's a good passing team, Tony.
Coley to the left. Here comes King over here. He's looking for a pass.
Well, they're just going to run it.
They're going to run it.
Sharp just takes it around the left side. So Coach Vic King is not going to take any chances on the first play of an interception.
Derek Pear comes in and makes the stop. We're down to 34 seconds. We're going to go into overtime, Ron Berry.
You know, or else let's see if Coach King now has put them to sleep a little bit now and wants to try one time on a fly pattern and just let Krause air it out as far as he can.
Well, Ron King set up over here. Marshall Coley left, King right. Just going to run it again. We're going into overtime. But we won't get another play off in regulation, Ron Berry. We're down to 10 seconds.
You're exactly right. This ball game is going to go to overtime.
Both of them decide, or Coach King has decided that he thinks his chances are better at the 10-yard line. So here's
there's 1 tick left.
Well, we're going to call timeout here. I don't know if this is for an injured player.
Well, there's an injured player down with cramps, I think, Tony, and probably won't get another play off because the clock has already expired. There's going to be 4 seconds.
4 seconds, they say.
So 4 seconds. 4 seconds on the clock. So you're going to have to let it run all the way down from 59. So you're going to have to let it run all the way down. So they're going to get a little break.
Let's check and see who's injured over here.
Is that Robinette?
Well, it's 4 something, and Robinette's 43. Can't tell what the number is. It's not 44. Let's see if we can pick it up. It may be Patrick Robinette. It's either him or Wesley Bunch. Can't tell. And Mr. Grieve says it's Robinette. So the ball on the 35-yard line with what's after the clock is set will be 4 seconds left in regulations.
Now, Tony, I'm pretty sure that as soon as he sets it, it's going to wind. It's going to wind. So the Yellow Jackets are going to have to be on the line of scrimmage and ready to roll and get it off under 3 seconds.
I don't believe that they'll do any of that. I believe they're just going to take it and let it run.
I think perhaps that they're getting their play set right now, and it'd be a free play. I mean, if something happens, they'd have to run it back.
Well, that's an awful lot of ifs when you played almost looks like you played to go into overtime, take a chance like that. I'll tell you one thing that we can say right now, Ron. They can't. Nobody ever say that that TV coverage takes away from the attendance of a ball game.
Well,
and there's the crank, and we're going into overtime as the clock ticks away, and we're down to 0 as Coach King keeps his team in the huddle here. We're going into overtime. We're tied 28-all. Whew, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. What a ball game here. Sponsors, we thank you. Johnson Coca-Cola, we thank you. Comcast, thank you very much. To you, the viewers of Channel 7, golly darn, what a ball game we're having here tonight. The second Coca-Cola game of the week that has gone into overtime. Last week we went into double overtime up at Harriman and Alcoa. And, you know, Ron, speaking of Alcoa comes here next week and plays the Tigers, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly right.
And that may be our game next
of the week.
So that's where we're at. So what will happen now, we'll go back out. We're going to keep it right here, guys, as our camera people show you some of the crowds and some of the huddles. They'll go back out to the 50-yard line. The captains will. They'll flip a coin. We'll go down to the 10-yard line, and everybody will get a chance to score. They'll have 4 downs. And we'll see what happens. And if the truck is listening, if you'll pipe up the other microphone here, we're going to be joined by Mike Richards here, who has also not gone to the studio for the call-in show. Just
Mike,
don't pull
what do you
real
think
hard,
about
Mike.
the call-in show?
Guys, I can't wait till the call-in show. I'm not sure which way it's going to be, if I'm going to be eating crow or what it's going to be. But,
well, I tell you what, if anybody calls in and wants to eat crow tonight, I tell you what, they haven't watched this football game, because this is one that nobody deserves to lose.
Unbelievable, Ron Berry. You know, I can't remember when I've seen a high school football game like this. And, guys, I've been going to a lot of them since 1955.
I can.
And nothing like this.
Well, Kingston, 1991.
Oh, what a game that was. I know what you're saying, Ron.
Let me refresh your memory.
I guess the last exciting ball game I've been to is the one that's taking place at the time. You know, we've talked about this. Love high school football, and what a night for high school football this has been. Can't wait till the call-in show, Ron Berry. There's going to be a lot of callers, and I can't wait for us to fill all of them.
Let me just say this, Tony.
too, that they'll probably be the biggest audience, because everybody's going to go to the TV to watch this one.
I've had about 25 phone calls today. I had a lady ask me if the game had been sold out. Had another one call and said that she couldn't wait for the call-in show, that she didn't go to bed till it was over. And I said, well, would you go to bed a little early tonight, because I can't stay up any longer. I mean, you know, we're staying up now till the wee hours of the morning. But I guarantee you tonight, folks, we'll be with you until you quit calling and wanting to make your comments, because, Mike, there's a lot of comments to be had about this game tonight.
You know, Ron, I love overtime. This is one ball game. I wish it could end right here and say neither team lost.
Yeah,
what a
game.
whale of a ball game. And I'm an advocate of overtime, but this ball game, there should not be a loser.
Well, we've seen it all, Mike. It started out with an opening 95-yard TV run. Then we saw Coach King go a little bit here and on a 4th down and 2 from his own about, 28-yard line. Made the first down, go ahead and you know, and they take the tip in the end zone. 4th down, 18 yards. Huh?
Perfect play. You know, Rockwood had it defended. He threw up a duck because he was getting hit as he threw the ball. We had it defended properly. Just one of those things. You just cannot believe it happened until you see it with your own eyes.
Well, guys, here we are.
The guy that's been playing quarterback for you all night makes the catch.
Unbelievable.
Guys, let's go down here for the flip of the coin. Kevin Fisher and Lamberdine are down here. Kingston has won the toss. Let's see what Coach King's got on his mind. Let the Rockwood Tigers have it first, I would assume, if I were guessing.
Now, fellas, also keep in mind here now, we've talked about the kicking game, Tony. The kicking game now, field goal wins it for you.
Sure. And you remember what happened last week on the game of the week? They scored Alcoa and Harriman both scored quickly. And indeed, Rockwood will have the ball, and they'll be going toward the east goal the east end of the field. So Kingston goes back over, and he'll huddle them back up again, and we'll come out and see what kind of defense, what kind of offense we've got going.
Keep in mind now that both teams get a possession. It's not first one scores. No sudden death here. Everybody's going to get a chance. But if both teams score, we'll go line it up and do it again.
And what you do here, the reason that Coach King or whoever wins the toss, you want the other team to do it first. Give them, that way you know what you've got to do. If you hold them, they don't score, you can, you've got
kick a field goal on first
down and you get out of here.
And guys, I was just sitting here thinking about it. Through the 90s, I think this may be Rockwood's first overtime game in the 1990s. I can't recall one before this.
Well, if it has, it had to be, it had to be.
Hey, guys, look over here at the
94.
fence. Everybody moving to this end. I want you to look at the
There
fans.
they go,
look at them. They're all swarming to this end, all around the they're anticipating kicks, touchdowns, and everything as the fence crew moves down this way. What a ball game you're seeing.
Maybe a little bit of harassment in there, too,
Maybe. I mean, they're all coming from the Kingston side.
That's fans. So here we go. First down of overtime. Collins under center to Brandon Ashley. Ashley around the right side, and he is going to get to about the 7-yard line. But I tell you what,
Stephen Whitty comes in and makes a good hit there.
Well, but Frog is another one that turned it inside, Tony. And again, Whitty coming up. Whitty's come up and made a bunch of hits tonight from that secondary.
I tell you what, our panel that's picking the player, Coca-Cola Game of the Player of the Week, but he's got some tough decisions to make.
So it's going to be second down from the 7-yard line. Tigers will have 4 downs. Pear coming in now as an extra blocking back. They give it to Ewing, first man through. Ewing gets close, but he's not in. Ewing will be very, very close. They mark it just inside the 1-yard line. So Greg Ewing with a big spurt up the middle.
For good running there by Ewing. They're going to mark it on about the 1-yard line. Inside, well, yeah, right at the 1 it looks like. He just keeps inching it up closer and closer, so it'll be third down and goal in overtime. We're
Tony, I tell you, the offensive line of the Tigers really doing an excellent job. Ewing scores.
Touchdown.
So overtime, the Tigers score. Now they'll call on Greg Ewing, Mike, for a big
I tell you what, again,
point.
The kicking game.
Well, guys, I want to tell you, each team have made their 4 extra points, but I'm telling you, they've been thrilling extra points tonight. What goes through there is good, but, some of them have been really interesting. So this could determine a lot.
He's got the timeout for an equipment adjustment here, as the officials indicate. So the punter will come on, the holder will come on, Collins will be holding.
Well, I was just looking, Tony. Greg Ewing on the sidelines over here, and I'm not sure.
I'm afraid that
his
injury, and he may not be able to.
Here's a replay on the touchdown. As he goes down, we can see he's wallowed around on his knee. You can see he comes up with a little bit of pain there.
Okay, now let's see. Well, there goes Ewing back in, but I don't know. I haven't seen him put the kick. There's the kicking shoe. Collins has it. Okay. Because I was going to say, Mike, David Collins would probably be the backup kicker.
Well, there'll probably be a penalty here for delay of game. I don't think.
Well, they're just now winding it up, Tony. So the Tigers actually got a big break.
He don't have the shoe on.
But he doesn't have the shoe on.
No, but they got a big break.
Well, don't know if it makes any difference here or not. He's probably still good for the extra point from another 5 yards.
But still, you'd like that familiar zone there to kick it in, and you ain't going to hurry out and see. They've already gotten a big break. Now you're going to have to call. This is a good call.
Yeah.
Why hurry it up? Why hurry it up?
Yeah. Because they're getting awful close right here too.
And plus the fact that you give Ewing a little time to catch his breath.
Well, he doesn't have the shoe on yet either, so that's a must too, because it looks like maybe the tongue is bent back under his shoe. He's having to relace out there. So Coach King gives him an opportunity to go over and see what kind of defense he can put together.
Guys, that's a tough deal in high school football, because generally your kicker has been playing all game. He plays every play, and it's just a chore to get your shoe on. Some people watching tonight might not understand that, but
he still looks like he's hurt.
Well, you can just tell from looking at his body language that he's aching. Probably from his head to his toe.
And, Mike, you make a good point there, because you can always see in that overtime, as soon as they went into overtime, you'd had your kicker practicing over here on the sideline most of the time.
Exactly right. That's a difference between high school and college.
Well, that's a plus that Kingston enjoys.
The snap is up. The kick is good.
Well, I tell you what, if he's hurt, he kicked it down in Black Creek. So
that was the best kick I've seen tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he kicked it down in Black Creek, and when they retrieve the ball, we'll have the kickoff.
Oh, goodness. Well,
so
now
the Tigers
Kingston
go up in overtime. Now Kingston will have 4 plays. Same end of the field. And this is where the tip pass occurred at this end, Mike. And I tell you what, Clemens coming in at quarterback. Krause will obviously go back to receiver.
And they still got Ryan King in, Marshall Coley in. Coley split to the left, King to the right.
Krause at a running back.
Running back position. Dylan Clemens back to pass to Coley. Coley close to the end zone. They say he's down at about the 1 yard line.
Well,
hey, guys.
It didn't take the Yellow Jackets long to get right there at the goal line.
I tell you what, this, again, the depth of Kingston, when you can come back from a senior quarterback, Krause, and jump to a junior quarterback in Clemens, you come in overtime on a 9-yard pass. Mike Richards, that's a luxury that our caller's been calling in. As you see the replay, and there's the pass to Marshall Coley, who's a junior also, carries it down to the 1 yard line.
Tell you what, Fisher came up with a big hit that time to keep the Yellow
Krause
Jackets
in at
out.
Quarterback. Krause on the keeper. There's a flag on the play before the snap of the ball.
This can be critical right here, boys.
That's real critical. You know, in overtime, flags a lot of times what kills these ball clubs. And if this is against Kingston, this could be a critical play for them.
The officials concurring with one another.
And on the other hand, if it's against Rockwood, there's not much harm done because you get half the distance and it can't be but a foot or two. So the officials will let them give us the indication here. It's against Rockwood. So that's about a 1.5 foot penalty.
Right, about a 1.5 foot penalty versus 5 yards for Kingston.
I'm not sure
Kingston
it's even that far, boys, because I think he was at the goal line. I think that's insignificant.
Well, you look for.
I think you see Krause on the quarterback
keeper
again, and any forward penetration, he's in.
So 2nd down and goal on overtime. This score to come within 1. Krause on the keeper. Krause should have the touchdown there.
In.
There's the indication. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets.
And, of course, Mike, when we get to the studio, Mike Winter should have all the scores tonight because
no question about it. We can have them from West Tennessee all the way into Arkansas, I'd say, by the time this ball game's over.
Well, let's see what kind of play strategy Coach King's going to have here now.
He's going to let Mr.
Kofer kick the ball and tie it and go into double overtime if the kick is up and good. And as Mike Richards says, a lot of good kicks tonight. All of them have been good thus far.
You know, Mike, the other side of the story goes, though, is that a lot of times a man that's been in the ball game has a little better flow than that kicker that just comes in off the bench.
Bad snap, but the kick is up, and the kick is good. Well, Ron Berry, how many times have we done this on the game of the week? Double overtimes, 2 weeks in a row. We're tied at 35-35, fixing to go into our 2nd overtime. The procedure now will go back out and flip the ball. We could go to the other end of the field if they elect whoever gets it. All these people can move.
Well, the people that the flagpole in
ain't going to let them
come our way. The other people are saying, hey, don't make us run all the way down there.
But Ron, our field, by doing it this end, you're going downhill as an offense. If you do it the other end, you're going uphill. And, I know my son, when he kicked here for all those years, he would much rather kick the ball from down there as this other end.
Look at the flag. Look at the flag over here, whipping this way. That's the reason they probably picked this other side here a while ago because of as you see the flag here,
that is
the wind's blowing.
Tony, that is part of it, but the field definitely goes downhill this other way, and it means a lot to the kickers and the team as a whole.
Well, guys, we're going to keep her right here. We're not going to go to any commercial breaks until the conclusion of this ball game if we can.
Tony, I think we got a score, Scott County 28, Harriman 21.
That's what I heard there just a second ago. And I may have read it, don't know for sure, but I understand that that's the final.
That is a final. Scott County was ahead at halftime, I think, 21-14. So, tight ball game up there. But, Ron, we knew it was going to be tight.
And Oliver Springs was ahead a while ago on one that I noticed. But, nevertheless, those games are immaterial to this bunch of people here. How many people are here, guys? Y'all estimate people?
I think 45,000's here.
45,000 people here, okay.
It seems like it. You know, it's good to see everybody line the fences.
Well, I just hope no one
in.
calls in and says they couldn't get a seat.
That's right.
That's exactly
Well, Kevin
right.
Fisher is with the official for Rockwood as he's taking the march again out to the 50-yard line to midfield. Lamberdine will be for Kingston, I'm sure, as he's preparing to come out, and here he comes, the senior.
Certainly, you know, I'm not.
You're not. That's exactly
well,
right.
I was just trying to, you know, don't want to take away from this coin toss here, but you see these two young gentlemen out here, as they'll remember this for a long, long time. This
time Rockwood has won the toss, and Kingston will have it first. We're going back down to the east end again to play ball.
Well, you know, I didn't see them say that. Did they say that Rockwood deferred?
I'm assuming. They didn't indicate.
I'm not sure either toss in the first overtime or this one.
A lot of times you just
and
want
I'm
to
not sure what I would do in this particular ball game, whether I would want the ball first or not.
I want it and have the pressure on you.
I want to give it away and look, see what happens.
So we've got two different opinions, and I don't have one either way.
And that's why you and I decided to go and buy some broadcasting company.
That's right. So we do all this stuff.
Oh, what a night, ladies and gentlemen. If you could only be here, if you're at home watching on TV, that's great.
Hey, how many people
you are, but
how many people is going to be watching this replay Tuesday night at 7:30?
There will be a bunch.
All right, we've got Dylan Clemens at quarterback, got Krause in the backfield. Reverse, Ryan King's got the ball. Ryan King's going to twist and turn. He's still on his feet.
Well, and give credit there to Reuben Reynolds, Mike. Reuben Reynolds cut it back inside, although, you know,
he didn't know it, but he did help him out by, you know, staying at home, and he was really at home.
So that's inside the, let's see, we got a replay. So there's
Reynolds,
the pitch out
number 8,
to
right here,
Krause.
keeps it inside, looking inside. And, Mike, he looked outside just enough to give King, with a lot of speed, time to cut it up and put it in play.
So they're going to mark the ball at about the 7-yard line, where it'll be second down and goal in double overtime. Clemens, the quarterback, pitch out. It's fumbled. And it
Guys,
was
a fumble recovery, you lose your possession. So it's, you know, fumbles are important.
So brings up third down as the pitch out.
Only thing to worry about here, guys, as a Rockwood fan, is, you know, the pass. You know, this almost puts them in a passing situation, and Kingston has done outstanding tonight on the pass.
And you've got number 7 and number 11, both excellent, but I would look for King again on a flag route. But instead,
he chose not to go to the air.
Well, now then,
stuffed.
All right, he hands off to Robinette on the running play. He loses yardage. It's back to the 10. It's fourth down and goal on the 10. All right, now, do you go for it or do you go for a field goal?
I look for them to kick a field goal at this point, Ron Berry.
They're going for it.
No, I don't think so, Mike.
Well, I wanted to be wrong at least.
And the reason that I say that is that Rockwood's kicking game, he probably knows that Rockwood's not going to, you know, not going to kick a field goal. He knows that he's going to try to go and get him 7.
Dylan Clemens, the quarterback, back to Coley. Coley's the intended receiver. It's incomplete in the end zone. Good coverage there by the Rockwood Tigers. As Ewing is back there.
Fisher. And I don't know why
David Collins
is back there, but Reuben Reynolds is even coming back. So now Mike Richards, this is the chance right here. Did you see the replay as Clemens will throw it into the corner, and there you saw
good coverage there.
Ewing knocking it down. So now the Rockwood Tigers, Mike, will have a chance offensively now. If you had a field goal kicker, now's the time to kick it and get out of here.
Yes, Ron, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think we're comfortable
don't
enough
feel
with
real
the
good
game.
about that. If this was college, the game would be over right now.
Look for them to keep it up the middle so that if you had to kick one, you get a straight shot.
Absolutely.
And Ewing,
he's going to be thrown for a loss there.
He's thrown for a loss, but it's in the center of the field, and I just look for him to keep it straight up the middle here.
And I think Kingston, realizing that, probably was waiting on it to come up the middle because they know that they need that ball in the middle.
They sent Cody Hall, number 72, there. He came up and just put a good lick on him and had a couple of helpers there with him.
Now, guys, that last extra point had plenty of height, plenty of depth on it.
Oh, it would have been good at 50 yards, Ron.
So right from here, we're looking at about a 29-yard field goal.
An
Collins
option.
Turns it up. Collins is free. Touchdown. This ball game is over. David Collins on the option. Rockwood wins. Rockwood wins this ball game here tonight.
Unbelievable ball game. Cannot believe it. Look at the bedlam right here in Rockwood, Tennessee. Unbelievable. And the Kingston Yellow Jackets, like I said right here in overtime, it's a shame that either one of these teams lose, Ron Berry. I mean, I wish there hadn't have been overtime tonight, even though my team, the Rockwood Tigers, won. Kingston did not.
Guys, I want you to look. How long did it take the coaching staff is up here in the press box with us to go down in steps and jump that fence to get over there with their team?
Let's just let you enjoy this for a moment, folks. The Rockwood Tigers have defeated the Kingston Yellow Jackets 41-35.
David Collins ran it in.
You see on the field the dejection and the enthusiasm of winners and losers. But both of these teams, folks, you see right here, good example right here of the sportsmanship involved here tonight. They have hit as hard as they possibly could all night long, but now the game is over. This is what it's all about.
Guys, I've said this on the radio and TV. You know, this is the week you don't like each other. You don't like Kingston. You don't like the fans. But after the ball game's over, you're back to being friends.
Here's the replay. Collins gets it. This block comes in right at the goal line. Touchdown. Your final score, Rockwood 41, Kingston 35 in double overtime. What a ball game.
What a ball game, Tony Brown. Unbelievable. I have been nervous about this game all week, but when it got down there to the end of the game in regulation, I didn't want to see either one of these teams come out a loser tonight. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. What a high school football game we had. If you weren't here, sports fans, you've missed one of the classics.
So let's go back down and get a shot of the Rockwood team as they look up and give a big wave to all their fans. Their fans reciprocate, go down there and say, what a great job you did tonight, guys. Again, your final score, Rockwood 41, Kingston 35. Double overtime here tonight. In this, the Johnson Coca-Cola Game of the Week, the second overtime for us in as many weeks. And again, we would invite everyone to stay tuned Tuesday night. We will be replaying this ball game. So if you're watching it now, and I'm saying that is not next week, it's a week from the 12th, or Tuesday after the 12th. But no, a big crowd here.
That's one, Tony Brown. It's a classic. Everybody needs to see it. If you were off listening to it on the radio tonight or didn't get the opportunity, you've got to watch this thing.
Okay, we got another angle, he says, on the replay. We're going to try it again and look at it. As you see Rockwood going to the line. Collins on the keeper. He had a little option there, I believe. Mike was going to pitch back out, but instead carries it in. Good for 15 yards.
When he just faked the option, it seemed to draw him. And great call by David Collins there by faking the pitch, and then that opened it up for him to free himself. And then basically the only other pursuit he had was right at the goal line. He did a good job getting it in.
Well, we're back again, and I'm Tony Brown, joined now by Mike Richards here. We're going to try to have a little bit of post-game show here, and hopefully Coach Webb will come up. We can get an interview with him. But I'm telling you what, Mike Richards, have you ever seen a more exciting ball game than this one tonight?
No question about it. When Ron Bear was here, I told y'all, I've been to a lot of football games, Tony, since 1955. I can't remember one being this exciting since 1955. It was one unbelievable football game. I'll never forget as long as I live. And folks, not being here, you missed it.
Well, double overtime, that's saying something both defensively and offensively. The Tigers come out ahead, and that's first time in 3 years, I guess?
Well, we haven't won here since the fall of '92, and last year, a 16-12 game at Kingston, very good ball game. We just hit a dry spell, and but this year, Tony Brown, Rockwood's made up of juniors and seniors. It's been a long time since it's been that way, and they had a good ball club that could compete with Kingston. Coach Webb, I know you're tired. We're going to get you a drink here. Exciting football game. unbelievable. I've told the folks here on TV, it was like a tale of two games. You know, it looks like both teams in the first half, offensively, nobody could stop them. Then in the second half, it seemed like the adjustments started happening, and then that you did. Defense did step up and stopped each other. So, outstanding ball game. You've got to be excited. Unbelievable. I've told the folks, one of the best high school football games I've ever seen.
Well, I tell you what, I've been around football for a long time, played a whole lot more than I've coached, and been in some good football games. But I tell you what, this one right here is probably the best one I've ever been with. I've said it all along. These guys, they've played hard for me all year long, and I said it last year to the seniors that was going out that we'd bring it back to them, and I seen all them guys over by the field house after the game tonight. It don't get any better than this right here, right now.
Coach Webb opened up the football game. Greg Ewing takes the ball on the 5-yard line, takes it 95 yards. What a start to set the tempo.
But I tell you what, that was a big play for us. We were tight coming out. This is a big game, especially for us. I know the Kingston guys. They're, they earn my respect. They play hard. Coach King does an outstanding job with them, and but that's a big play for us. We're getting off to a good start right there. It just proved to everybody, and especially to ourselves, that we were going to be in a good game. I told them all week it was going to be a great game. There wasn't going to be no more blowouts. And it was something that, we preached all week to overcome the adversity, and, sure enough, it happened.
Coach Webb, I've said here on TV tonight, Kingston Yellow Jackets, they mixed it up well, I thought. With the run and the pass, I know in the first half you had trouble stopping it. Seemed like the second half, though, there were some adjustments made. I don't know what you said at halftime. I don't know if they just sucked it up or what, but it just an outstanding job in the second half in containing Kingston because they are an explosive ball club.
I tell you what, Kingston's got a good football team. I don't care what anybody says. They're going to be right there when it's said and done. And, they do an outstanding job with their program. And, they did some things that I didn't think they were capable of doing against us tonight. They came out. Their kids were ready to play. Coach King, I know he had a good week of practice preparing his kids to play. And they did a lot of good things. They've got a good football team.
Coach Webb, I said during the week, I said it earlier tonight, the game didn't mean anything in our region. It didn't mean anything in Kingston's region. It has nothing to do with the playoffs, but in Rome County, it was the game.
Yeah, by far, this was the game, probably, the game for a long time around here. A lot of people's going to remember this one. Hey, this place was packed, man. I mean, it was great to see these people up here with us, and, Kingston brought a huge crowd. This is the most people I've seen here at this field in a long, long time, and I know you've been here a long time, too, and I believe you can say the same thing. We opened some people's eyes tonight, showing that we're not, just passive, and we're going to think about this one the rest of the weekend, but come Monday, it's going to be all Alcoa.
Coach Webb, I know you're tired. I know you're happy. I know you're excited. And you want to get back there with your ball club. You need to talk with radio here. So at Channel 7, we appreciate you coming up. Congratulations again on an outstanding victory. And next Friday night you have Alcoa, and I know starting tomorrow morning you're going to be getting ready for them.
Yeah, we sure are. We're going to start. I'm going to start tomorrow. I've got to change films in the morning, and I've got to be with you in the morning also, but we're going to get ready to go. I'm going to prepare just like everything else. I'm not going to sit on this. We're going to forget about this one here in a couple of days and be ready for Alcoa next week.
Congratulations, Coach Webb.
All right, thank you, Mike.
And folks, right here tonight, 41-35 double overtime, Rockwood wins it. Tonight here in Rockwood, Tennessee at Civitan Field, the Rockwood Tigers defeats the Kingston Yellow Jackets in double overtime, 41-35. One of the best football games played in Tennessee anywhere in a long time. We hope you've enjoyed the program, and please stay tuned because we're going to be on the air with the Scoreboard Show right after these messages. Good night, sports fans.
Everyone knows OEB helps people who get hurt when someone else is negligent. But with the coronavirus pandemic, you may be afraid to leave your home to get the legal help you need. As always, we're committed to keeping you and your family safe. So, we want you to know that we can handle your case almost completely electronically. All you have to do is call. The future may feel uncertain, but we can get through it together. Call 546-1111. We're here for you. 546-1111. Call today. Coronavirus is changing the way we live our lives, but seriously injured people still need our help. At OEB, we're committed to helping you no matter what. So, we've introduced a system where we can take care of your case almost completely electronically. You don't have to leave your home for us to start helping you. All you have to do is call. The future may feel uncertain, but we can get through it together. If you're injured, you still deserve justice. Call 546-1111. Call right now.
Greg joined the military to serve his country and fight for freedom. He was a dedicated soldier, and during his days off, Greg enjoyed riding his motorcycle. But none of that mattered to the speeding driver who was texting and slammed into him. Greg had medical bills the insurance company refused to pay until Greg called OEB Law. When you get injured, don't expect the insurance company to put your needs first. Call OEB Law 546-1111 and turn your wreck into a check.
Everyone knows OEB helps people who get hurt when someone else is negligent. But with the coronavirus pandemic, you may be afraid to leave your home to get the legal help you need. As always, we're committed to keeping you and your family safe. So, we want you to know that we can handle your case almost completely electronically. All you have to do is call. The future may feel uncertain, but we can get through it together. Call 546-1111. We're here for you. 546-1111. Call today.
Today, I want to speak with you about coronavirus and a few practical ways your family can stay healthy. First, hand washing is essential. Children should wash their hands after coming in from outside, before eating, after coughing, sneezing, or blowing their little noses. Second, limit all crowds and explain that no one is shaking hands or hugging because that is how germs can spread. While changes need to be made now, I encourage parents to let children know this will not last forever. I urge you to stay connected to family and loved ones, stay safe, and remember, while many of us are apart, we are all in this together. Please be sure to follow CDC guidelines, which can be found at coronavirus.gov, along with other information and resources.
Meet Jack. He was a happy guy until he got hurt in a car wreck that wasn't his fault. The insurance company seemed friendly enough, and they made him an offer. Turns out it was less than he needed. But how was he supposed to know? Seems like the insurance company was looking out for themselves. But no one is looking out for Jack. If you get hurt in a car accident, don't be like Jack. Make the smart choice. Call OEB Law and turn your wreck into a check. 546-1111.
6 a.m. 99.5 FM W25D6 Clinton, WQLA AM 95.9 FM W240 DT La Follette.
Getting enough testing. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. The plan is beginning to unfold.